This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. Rams football on WMIX and the Section 618 app is powered by People's National Bank. Watch most games on the WMIX Sports YouTube channel, thanks to All-State agent Paul Shields. Mount Vernon Rams football is also presented in part by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Josh Finley Country Financial, Munkin Toyota, Hall Insurance Group, Walgreens Distribution Center, Huey and Newell Funeral Homes, your Mount Vernon Culvers, Tony Wilt State Farm, SSM Health, Good Samaritan Hospital, Southern Illinois Tile and Carpet Supply, Casa Raya, Bean Insurance, Biltmore Buildings, Landers Collision Centers of Mount Vernon, Michael Croshan, Edward Jones, Mount Vernon Wind Supply, and DollarSavingDeals.com. We take you to the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois broadcast booth for the Landers Collision Center pregame show. Mount Vernon Rams football starts now.
Feels like forever, but we are back with Mount Vernon Rams football finally here in 2025. The last Friday night in August, who knew would be the best one of the year, of course. Weather is going to be absolutely phenomenal tonight. Kickoff temperature probably in the mid to upper 70s. Should get gradually cooler throughout the night. Winds, if any, will be relatively calm. And what a beautiful night for Friday Night Lights. I'm Chris Hugo. Hank Evans back alongside here in 2025. Sawyer Overstreet back at the Mount Vernon studio. Jeff Crow joins us here in the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois broadcast booth here on AM 940, 96.5 FM. You're listening live on the Section618.com mobile app. You're watching live on the WMIX Sports YouTube here tonight. Here in Monroe County, Waterloo, home of the Bulldogs. These two teams met last year. Henry, of course, did not go the way of the Ram, no matter how much it looked. Ended up a 35-28 victory by Waterloo at Ken Hunt Stadium. Of course, the Rams won here 2 years ago. None of that means a thing in 2025.
And it's a season last year being, Mount Vernon going 3-6. Mount Vernon Ram fans probably thinking what might have been. That's the difference between 6-3 and 3-6 was 11 points. You lost 3 games by 11 points. And as you said, in week 1, Waterloo went into Mount Vernon and won 35-28 in a game that, as I was watching it at home, I felt like that's one Mount Vernon certainly let get away.
They did, and as unfortunate as that may be, of course, this is a very young team a year ago still. Now finally seeing some of those freshmen getting experience from a couple of years ago, and finally getting to that junior status, or the sophomores from a couple of years ago, finally seniors. Fact of the matter is, they're upperclassmen now. A wealth of varsity experience, and under Dan Mings' pedigree, you start to wonder if they can put all those pieces together, play complete games, stay healthy, what may come in 25.
And a key to that, as you said, health. And to be honest, the numbers on the roster are pretty low. I counted about 38, 40 bodies out there. So, you get into week 6, week 7, staying healthy is going to be a big key to this Mount Vernon Rams season.
It is. Of course, we'll have your Munkin Toyota keys to the game coming up a little bit later on this Landers Towing and Collision Center's pregame show. We'll also hear from the man himself, Dan Mings. Coming up, an ICAR Gold Class certified collision repair facility using state-of-the-art technology, including ADAS calibrations. Call 1-888-LANDERS or visit them on Route 37 South in Mount Vernon. Plenty more to talk about. In fact, we're going to keep it here for just a little bit longer before we go to that Dan Mings interview from earlier today. But, Hank, for this Ram team, you start, and we'll talk at length about the conference, jumping, hopping, switching, of course, probably more so at halftime or later on in the pregame show. But you start to look at what may be the last time in terms of some of these schools. You would assume Waterloo may remain on the schedule. They're having scheduling issues. As they go to the Cahokia Conference, this will be the final year for the Mississippi Valley Conference. The Centralia Orphans, we'll talk more about it closer to week 8. They're headed to the Cahokia next year as well. The South 7 will welcome Highland. Of course, we don't get too deep into the conference switching now, but, things are a-changing.
Well, and it really started, you knew the dominoes were going to fall once the district format was voted down for the second time. And it was just who was going to make the first move, especially at this 4A, 5A level. And it happened to be Mascoutah and Triad. And then everything since then has started from those two jumping ship.
Boy, it has. And, of course, we'll talk more about that throughout this pregame and into halftime, and probably, to be totally transparent, the rest of this school year, because these changes take place in 2026. It's 2025. We'll focus on that. Week 1, it's the kickoff tonight. Coming up at the top of the hour, Mount Vernon and Waterloo. Stay with us. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
Looking for a bank that fits your lifestyle? Discover People's National Bank, where convenience meets value. With mobile banking services, you can manage your finances anytime, anywhere. Enjoy free checking with no hidden fees, competitive mortgage loans to help you find your dream home, and specialized ag and commercial products to give you an advantage in managing your business. Experience banking made easy and affordable. Visit People's National Bank today and see the difference. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a lost bee that found my way into your car. And now that I'm in here, good luck getting me out.
I think it's gone. Wait, no, it's in my hair.
And if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage, well, this could be quite a sticky situation. So get Allstate.
Contact your local Allstate agent, Paul Shields, today to see how you can save.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
When you are injured or in pain, the last thing you want to do is wait in the ER. For those times, you don't necessarily need the emergency room. Come to Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Ortho Express, open Monday through Friday from 8 until 4 at 4121 Veterans Memorial Drive in Mount Vernon. Get highly trained physician assistants and nurse practitioners providing the care you need quickly and with savings of up to 80% compared to the ER. Call the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois at 618-242-3778 or visit them online at orthocenter-si.com.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football on WMIX, presented by People's National Bank.
Welcome back to your Landers Toy and Collision Center's pregame show, AM 940, 96.5 FM, or you're watching us live on the WMIX Sports YouTube tonight. You can also find us on the section618.com mobile app. I'm Chris Hugo. I'll be joined momentarily again by Hank Evans, but right now we welcome the man with the plan. He is Mount Vernon Rams head football coach Dan Mings. Coach, good evening. Dude, it has been a long time, or at least it feels like it's been a long time, but the Rams are back at it. I know last year did not go the way that any of us wanted, didn't get that playoff appearance, but learned some things along the way. But you saw some young talent emerge in 2024, and it looks like some of that young talent returning in 2025.
Yeah, we took some lumps, but again, we had chances to be in the playoffs. We were in every game but one. And we were young and we fell short, but when you lose 3 games by 11 points, that bites you a little bit. And we had the lead in every one of those football games that we lost. So youth had a lot to do with that. But I think that the work that the kids put in the summer and the schemes and things like that Coach McCoy and Coach Whitfield are putting together are really helping us to maybe get this thing started back off on the right track.
Well, absolutely, and no better time than tonight here at Waterloo. And that was one of those games that, 35-28, I think the final score last year, but the Rams were on top much of the way. And, talking about some of these returning guys, I know probably a lot of the focus, a lot of the publicity is going to go to Jay Sean Staples and the season that he had a year ago and the single season rushing and things of that nature. I know he had a big night in the scrimmage against Murphy as well, but you do have a lot of fast guys on this team. I'm not going to say your fastest team ever, but you have a lot of speed.
Well, it's pretty close to our fastest team ever, to be honest with you. And, a lot of these guys went out for track in the spring and really increased their speed and how they run and those types of things. So, again, it's just another program here at Mount Vernon working together to make the kids better. And I think that, in my mind, I think it's going to pay off. The way that we're training the kids and the way that we're, promoting, I guess, the other sports as well as ours. I think that's going to go a long way into helping us achieve every goal in every program that we want.
Well, without a doubt. I mean, we talk about the speed, we talk about that, but I mean, none of that matters without a good offensive line. And from my understanding is your offensive line is good.
Well, I think that we're improved. To say we're good, that'll be determined here a little bit later on. But, I do think that we're improved from last year. I think the kids have a better understanding of the concepts that we're trying to do. It's very rare. And, I was talking to Paul Fields, who's been with me since 2001. And, we were watching our scrimmage film. And I said, Paul, how many times can you remember a play being blocked perfect? A perfect play in football. How many times? He said none, and we had 4. So we're getting there. It's something that I, even with our 2005 team, which is the 20-year anniversary, I guess, we didn't do a lot of things perfect all the time, and this group, I think, is really working to be very good at their craft. And we're going to find out here in a little bit, whether all that work's paid off. And, it just comes down to staying healthy and trying to assert your will versus somebody that doesn't want their will broken. So, that's going to be the biggest thing that happens.
Well, without a doubt. And I know, one of the things that I look at your numbers and I look at, the past few years, and I know you've had to have a lot of guys play both ways. And, the first thing that sticks out to me is, thank God it's not like a couple of years ago when we went to Waterloo. We had to bump it back to Saturday because of the heat. But conditioning going to be a factor this season, and depth, and how long can these guys go deep into a ball game and maintain their energy level?
Well, depth is going to be an issue for us, but right now we're completely two platoon. We've got, other than Jay Sean. Jay Sean's going to go both ways for us, but he's the only player. So right now, we're going with, a lot of different players to try to stay as fresh as possible. And our depth is actually pretty good. Our numbers aren't, so if that makes any sense. So
yes.
We got like 38 kids, but out of those 38 kids, probably, 30 can play the game of football, so that's a good number, and there's a lot of years that we've had 80 kids with 20 kids that can play football. You know what I mean?
So, yeah, I was there.
So yeah. So our depth is pretty good. There's still going to be a little bit of a learning curve, and there's still going to be some things that happen that the younger kids that are getting a chance to start are not ready for because they haven't seen varsity action. But with that being said, I think that what we've done this summer to prepare them and what we did in our fall camp here to prepare them is going to give us a chance to be as successful as we can be. And, I'm not the most positive guy in the world when it comes to, other things, but I just really think that this group is a great group. I think the wins are going to come for us. I don't know if that'll be, tonight, next week, whatever it is. But I do think the wins are going to come for us because this team they've earned it. They've worked for it. So when you put this much time and effort in, the payoff's going to be there.
I think the thing that I appreciate, and one I'm glad I asked, because I think you're going to have some people that when they look at the numbers are just going, like I did, assume that kids are going to be playing both ways, and that's the hand that we're dealt. But, we're getting to a point now where, Jay Sean last year, the sophomores last year, and not to, count anybody out, but not to not mention anybody, but these guys are just now getting to a point where at some places they might just be hitting varsity. These guys have another year of varsity in the tooth and are now what you call experienced. So I look forward to this.
Right. And some of them have 2 years of varsity in them already, because we had to play them as freshmen. That's just where we were at. But now these guys, they're turning into young men. They're not little boys out there playing against, other people's men. So I think that that's going to serve us well, and I think it's going to help the younger kids get a little bit more confidence as well, but these guys are experienced. There really is not going to be, I'm not going to have an excuse to say, it was youth or this or that. We're just going to have to be the people that we're supposed to be and go out and play as hard as we can. And, hopefully that's going to be enough tonight. And if not, we go back to the drawing board. But it's not the lack of effort that these kids have put in this summer. And we had a really good summer, with our scrimmages and stuff like that. We did well. We were explosive. We were doing the things that we want to do. With people that didn't want us to do them, so that part sort of bodes well. But the first kickoff of the season, the first Friday night, you never know what's going to happen until it happens.
Exactly. And tonight we have a Waterloo team that went to the playoffs last year. I think beat Taylorville first round, ran into Kokia in the second round. But the big thing for them, I believe, returned a 1,000-yard rusher, a senior this year, and then a couple of key cogs defensively. But other than that, I think they are starting fresh in some skill positions.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's just sort of the deal. You know, with public high schools, we can't go and recruit. You know, so it's one of those things that, you know, sometimes you just got to rebuild. But, yeah, I mean, we know they got 2 running backs coming back. One of them was actually starting the season last year as a quarterback. He threw for about 600 yards before he was transferred to running back and went for those 1,000 yards. So he's a pretty skilled kid. You know, so I think we're both going to sort of be in the same boat. You know, just every year it's a reload and a find out, you know, week one what you really got. But one thing that is, they're always going to be conditioned. They're always going to run to the ball. They're always going to be fundamentally sound. They're going to be a run first, pass second type football team. You know, they line up and you know, if they can go double tight, full house on you, then they're going to do that, and they're not going to get out of it. You know, sort of the same things that I've done for, you know, almost 30 years. You know, I mean, if you can't stop the run, you can't win. So those are things that we know that's coming, and you know, we've been working on it. You know, I mean, that's the one thing. You know, we've been working on it. It's not like it's going to be a giant secret to what they're going to do. They may come out and try to do some different things. But as a whole, you know, I mean, we pretty much know who Coach Rose has been for his whole career, and I don't think that's going to change, you know, just on a whim.
Give me your keys to a Mount Vernon victory tonight.
Well, we got to tackle. You know, last year we didn't tackle well. If we tackle well last year, you know, we're in the playoffs and we don't have to worry about too many other things. So tackling is going to be our number one thing. Pre-snap penalties, you know, we can't jump off sides. You know, we can't have illegal motions. You know, we can't do those things. We have to take care of the things that we're supposed to take care of. And then everybody's got to play their role. You know, I mean, it's to be the guy, you know, is one thing. You know, those people always know who they are. But to become the guy, you got to do what you're supposed to do to promote and to help your team win in the best way that you possibly can. So, I mean, that's probably going to be the biggest key that we've got. Do your role. When it's time for you to make a play, you make a play. And it's okay to be a hero.
I love it. Coach, appreciate the time as always. I know you're busy on Football Fridays, but I appreciate the snippet of time you've cut out for me today and look forward to a Ram victory.
Absolutely.
And, of course, as always, that's Mount Vernon Rams football coach Dan Mings here on your Landers Towing and Collision Center's pregame show. Call 1-888-LANDERS next time you need a tow. Remember the collision repair experts at Landers Towing and Collision Centers, Mount Vernon and Salem. Again, 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS. Still to come are your Munkin Toyota keys to the game, your Hall Insurance Group starting lineups, and plenty more to discuss here on your Landers Towing and Collision Centers pregame on AM 940, 96.5 FM. You're listening live on the Section618.com mobile app or watching live on the WMIX Sports YouTube here from Waterloo. We'll take a quick break and come back. We have plenty more to talk about. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports, presented by People's National Bank.
If you are looking for a new career, Walgreens Distribution Center in Mount Vernon is hiring. Walgreens offers an excellent benefits package, competitive pay, on-site health clinic, 401k, performance bonuses, shift differentials, full-time employment, and maintenance technician openings. Plus, they have walk-in Wednesdays every Wednesday from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. No appointment necessary. Walgreens is an equal opportunity employer and welcomes individuals with diverse talent.
Benton Road in Mount Vernon. Celebrating 35 years with a brand new state-of-the-art facility, Landers is ICAR Gold Class certified collision repair facility using only state-of-the-art technology to get you back on the road. Stop by our new location, Route 37 South in Mount Vernon, or call 1-888-LANDERS.
Watch the Rams in stunning high definition.
And use some of that experience they've built up over the past couple of years.
Yeah, sure. And he said poor tackling, and that was one thing I want to talk about. Last year, Mount Vernon just could not get off the field on 3rd and 4th down. That's going to be a big part of this game tonight. Waterloo will move the ball. They're going to get first downs. But at some point, somebody's going to have to step up on probably 4th and 3, 4th and 4, and make the big play and shut down Derez Sales.
Well, that's going to be a big thing. And, of course, he comes in over 1,300 yards a year ago. And then the Rams have their own star rusher from a year ago. Looking forward to the return of Jay Sean Staples. Of course, his efforts last year, 14 touchdowns with 1,141 yards rushing on the ground. That includes a school record effort in the game against Granite City with 329 yards and 4 touchdowns. Of course, that is a school record for yards in a game. But you also look at this other speed they have and some of the other guys that could potentially be in the backfield. Expectations are going to be high for the Rams, but expectations high for this Waterloo team. Went 8-1 a year ago, went to the postseason, beat Taylorville, lost to the Hoke. And so for them, you think about a one-loss Waterloo team, and the Rams had them where they wanted them in the fourth quarter.
And you see how Cahokia beat them 40-20. What does Mount Vernon and Cahokia have in common? They're very fast teams. While Waterloo will run the ball, they're going to be more 3-4 yards in a cloud of dust. They're going to have a lot of trouble when Mount Vernon, when Staples and even Rudolph get the ball in space. Can they catch them? I don't think they can.
We'll certainly find out. Of course, we have plenty more to discuss, including your Munkin Toyota keys to the game still to come and your Hall Insurance Group starting lineups. We'll take a quick break, come back.
Serving our community with the greatest of care now and many years to come.
The all-new 2025 Toyota Tacomas are here at Munkin Toyota in Mount Vernon. Hi, this is Presley Marlowe. Lock in 4.75 financing for 60 months. Plus, save up to $3,600 off MSRP. And every new Tacoma comes back with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Just arrived the 2025 Tacoma iForce Max TRD Pro. Shop now at Munkin Toyota, MountVernon.com, or stop by Munkin Toyota just off Exit 95 in Mount Vernon, where every deal is backed by real value.
You've seen prices rise from the dinner table to the pump, but Allstate agents are seeing ways to save you money on insurance. From starting a new policy to bundling coverage or even driving safely, Allstate agents know how to maximize your savings. They'll share their knowledge as they help you personalize your coverage. Because when it comes to seeing all the ways to save, Allstate agents do it best.
Contact Mount Vernon's Allstate agent, Paul Shields, today.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Back to Mount Vernon Rams football, powered by People's National Bank.
Back here in Waterloo for your Landers Toy and Collision Center's pregame show. They actually just had a moment of silence for Brent McGee, a previous head coach here, and of course they're getting ready to honor America, so we'll do that as well. We'll step out for our final break, come back with kickoff. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
Looking for convenient banking with a local touch? Welcome to People's National Bank. With their easy-to-use services and friendly bankers, they're here to make your banking entire experience smooth and personalized. From checking accounts to mortgages and agriculture loans and more, they're always here for you. Experience the difference with People's National Bank, where convenience meets community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you are injured or in pain, the last thing you want to do is wait in the ER. For those times, you don't necessarily emergency room. Come to Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Ortho Express, open Monday through Friday from 8 until 4 at 4121 Veterans Memorial Drive in Mount Vernon. Get highly trained physician assistants and nurse practitioners providing the care you need quickly and with savings of up to 80% compared to the ER. Call the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois at 618-242-3778 or visit them online at orthocenter-si.com.
Stop searching for your own insurance. You have too much on your plate. Just one call to Hall Insurance, and they'll find the best coverage for your needs. Whether it's home, auto, renters, boat, motorcycle, your business, whatever you need coverage on, they'll do the work for you. Then call you back with a quote, most times in the same day. Call 618-244-7500 or visit Hall IN.
Unexpectedly.
So we'll see what happens here. Of course, we're working to get you back on YouTube. Our apologies. Don't know what the heck is going on with technology tonight, but we think we've got you back on. Our sincere apologies for those of you may be watching online. At least you're watching online now, I guess. You weren't when I started to talk about it, but you are now. So we're glad to have you no matter how you may be accessing us tonight. Just some issues for whatever reason unrelated to whatever it may be.
Can't blame the weather, that's for sure. Looks like we're going to be about 82 degrees here at kickoff.
Signal's good. Ran about a 3-hour private stream earlier, so whatever that handshake may be between Huddle and YouTube, I don't know, but I'm just one big conspiracy theorist in that they want us to move to Huddle TV. I do not want to. There we go. I like free. Yeah. YouTube's free. So there we go. You can watch it on your smart TV. You can watch it on your mobile device. You can watch it on a computer. You can watch it anywhere, provided that it is working.
People watch us from all over the world.
That they do. And I'm not going to respond to every individual text asking me if something is wrong. Yes, something was wrong. We're good now. Pregame show presented by Landers Towing and Collision Centers of Mount Vernon. Landers. Famous number, 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
I think one player we haven't talked about in the pregame, Mount Vernon will have a new quarterback this year. It'll be C.J. Hughes Disrow Jr., and he'll have plenty of weapons to throw to, even though generally Mount Vernon doesn't throw it a lot, but they've got some athletes on the outside as well.
Of course, Senior would have played for that 2005 team for Dan. Of course, you heard him reference this being the 20th anniversary of that squad, so they went at 11-1. Maybe they can repeat history here 20 years later.
We shall see. It's going to be a tough schedule. I counted 7 teams that made the playoffs a year ago, including defending 1A state champion Althoff.
Althoff back on the Rams schedule this year in Week 5. They'll be coming to Ken Hunt Stadium. And, of course, you take a look at the rest of the Rams schedule. Start as Road Warriors, 3 straight. At Carbondale next week, Marion the week after that on September the 12th. And then they'll rattle off a few straight at home. They will welcome a Week 4 matchup against Collinsville. Then they will have Week 5 action at home as well against Althoff. Week 6, I believe, is Cahokia now at home. Actually, 4 straight at home. Granite City will be at home Week 7, then to Centralia on the road Week 8. And then Week 9, they wrap it up with Tolono Unity, a team in which they will return that favor in 26 and hit the road.
And that's, even though it's a 3A school, they're not to be taken lightly. I believe they made the playoffs 29 out of the last 31 years. They've been in the state title game 6 times the last 20 years, and they have probably the best quarterback in all of Central Illinois. In fact, he's a Champaign News-Gazette preseason player of the year. So 24 seniors on that Unity team.
Oh, baby.
They will be formidable.
A very good test coming up late in the season for Dan Mings and the Rams, and you hope that it's playoff seeding on the line that night. So the Bulldogs have one
kicking deep tonight.
All right, I think we are back on YouTube. Again, our sincere apologies. Not sure why technology is not cooperating tonight or why we're able to run a stream so long today without any issues, but here we are. We're back. All the action tonight presented by People's National Bank, the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams here on WMIX Mount Vernon, top of the 7 o'clock hour as the Rams will send 2 to the left. The quarterback, C.J. Hughes Disrow, out of the gun. 2 left, tight right, single back is Staples. It's going to be a handoff. Nope, going to reverse, coming to the near side. That runner is Rudolph as he'll get to the 35, out of the 40 along the hash. He could break. He's in midfield to the 30, 20, 15, 10, touchdown, Mr. Rudolph. And the Rams take a 6-0 lead to start.
Well, time of possession, overrated stat. 71 yards on the touchdown run, Chris Rudolph. And as we talked in the pregame, we'll see if Waterloo can shut down this Mount Vernon speed. Not off to a good start.
1 play, 71 yards, 1 score, and the Rams take a 6-0 lead on the Rudolph touchdown.
71 yards off the left end.
I'm going to have to break myself of wanting to call him Harry.
I know a Harry Rudolph. That's his dad. Harry wasn't that fast, though, when he played.
And so, should be Truman Carnine for the PAT here with 11:48 to play. The Rams, the very first play of the game, in for 6. Here comes the kick. It's up. It appears to be good. We'll wait for the official verdict. And it is 7-0 Rams, just like that at the 11:48 mark of the first quarter.
And I didn't even get a chance to get the Mount Vernon starters.
Presented by Hall Insurance Group.
The offensive lineman will be the center, Holden Burns. The guards will be Ethan Kirby, Lazarion Roberson. The tackles, Carter Burns and Carson Bradford. That was C.J. Hughes Disrow Jr. quarterbacking. Staples and Rudolph will be your backs. You'll have Josh Crowder and Nazavion Nesbitt, wide receivers. And Nolan Mast and Marion Peterson will get time at wide receiver. Again, that's a 1-play scoring drive by Chris Rudolph, 71 yards off the left side. Pretty well untouched all the way to the house.
Don't waste your time. Let Hall Insurance do the shopping for you. Go to hallinsgroup.com. Get a quote fast. That's hallinsgroup.com. Chris Hugo, Hank Evans alongside in the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois Broadcast booth, ortho-si.com. Check out their walk-in services at the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Mount Vernon, Nashville, Pinckneyville, Benton, and Centralia as Carnine on for the kick. As the Rams lead at 7-0. In case you missed it, Chris Rudolph, the 71-yard touchdown run on a reverse. Nothing but pay dirt, or pay turf as the case may be, here on the turf in one. Did a total shutdown of the computer. That's about the only thing come up with at this point. We're back on YouTube. Glad to have you back with us. 9:50 left in the first. Still 7-0 Rams. Out of the gun here for Hughes Disrow. Mass split off to the left side. 3-step drop, making a 5. It'll be complete in the backfield. Here's Staples. Has some running room. He can stretch back to the far side. Inside the 30, the 25. May go. 20, 15, 10, 5. Staples. Touchdown. Is he in? Waiting for the arms.
Oh, he's
up in the air. He is. And that is going to be a 35-yard touchdown completion to Ja'Shawn Staples.
Well, we heard Dan Mings in the pregame interview say that this may be the fastest team he's had, and he's had a lot. He's been coaching 30 years, so he may be right.
Not bad. I think the Rams will take that every time if they can get it. 35 yards to Staples. Just dumped it off in the backfield. He did the rest, and now the Rams lead 13-0, awaiting another Truman Carnine kick. At the 9:35 mark here of this first quarter. Kick up, kick over, kick through, kick good. It's 14-0. Not bad.
And this is a Waterloo team coming off a 9-2 season. Several skill players back, and they've been punched in the mouth here early. We'll see how they respond. I believe Mount Vernon was ahead 14-0 last year in the game, right? And Waterloo went on like a methodical drive, literally held the ball for about 10, 11 minutes and really turned the game. So this is a key possession on defense for Mount Vernon.
Certainly is. 9:35 remaining here in the first quarter. Chris Hugo, Hank Evans alongside. We're in the Orthopedic Center broadcast booth. Video stream tonight. Trying to do our very best for Paul Shields, your Mount Vernon All-State agent. 618-241-0551. Auto, home, business, life, renters, even your boat or ATV, Paul has or will get you covered. Look to scores from around the area as well. Coming up a little bit later on. 9:35 to play first quarter. 14-0 the score here. The Mount Vernon Rams on top of the Waterloo Bulldogs on the road. Set to kick off again. It'll be Truman Carnine. It's like Sales, one of the deep men back here for Waterloo.
I got Mount Vernon with about 110 yards of offense without a first down, believe it or not. No first downs.
Mathenia, the other deep man. And
that'll be the two primary running backs in the Waterloo offense.
So the Ram defense forces a fumble, picked up, and the Rams offense does the rest, 14-0. Sales inside the 5, now going to wedge up the middle to about the 25, diving forward to the 27 where the Bulldogs will have it 1st and 10.
And I got Davius Barnes on the tackle.
If you're looking for a bank that truly cares, People's National Bank offers exceptional customer service and innovative solutions. Discover more at peoplesnationalbank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. As it'll be at the 27 between the hashes on 1st and 10 here. Charging left to right will be Waterloo here on their home turf. Quarterback Lindhorst out of the gun, flanked to his left by Sales. And it's going to be to Mathenius. He will stretch to the left side, get to the out, now to the 40. Push out of bounds at about the 40. They're going to say right at the 40. So it'll be a 13-yard gain on the ground for Jackson Mathenia, who just got the toss left. And so it'll be another set of downs for Waterloo. The Bulldogs, 1st and 10.
It's the second first down for the Bulldogs. They were hurt by a critical turnover that Mount Vernon immediately turned into points.
Join Casa Raya before or after the game for great food, great atmosphere, great drinks, and exceptional service. One of our great Rams sponsors here on WMIX. 9:21 left first quarter, 14-0 Mount Vernon on top. Double back set here from under center, and it's going to be another handoff inside Mathenia. He'll get to the 45. Gain of about 4.5 for the 6'1", 200-pound junior. Exodus Thomas on the tackle for the Rams. It'll take us to the 45-yard line, just shy of it. It'll be 2nd down at about 5 to go, so more of a 5-yard gain there for Mathenia on the ground. Rams will be at it next week at Carbondale. We'll be here with you as well. R.J. Price will have the call alongside Hank Evans. 8:48 left here out of the gun. Single back set now for Waterloo, split left and right. Handoff coming. Sales right up the middle, has first down yardage, leans forward, bulldozes his way to the opposing 45. He'll get 10 on the play. It's another Bulldog first down. And right now, with how they're able to get through the Ram defense, a little porous right now, Rams defense showing why that step up a moment ago, that forced fumble, was critical.
And I just don't – there's not a lot of secrets between these two teams. This is almost an instant replay of the game last year. Now we'll see if this Mount Vernon defense can bend but not break.
I know that's the mission here.
Yeah.
All right. Bulldogs quarterback under center, almost a T, little diamond, and it'll be Mathenia going left, trying to get to the outside. Exodus Thomas wrapped him up, but I think maybe got an extra yard on the play. Inside the 40 down to maybe the 38. Gain of
6.
There we go.
The clock winds under 8 minutes, first quarter. And this is a Waterloo team that does not throw it hardly at all.
And now carry to the right side, and we'll get to the 30-yard line, coming right. By Richard on the carries. He'll get first down yardage. I didn't get from where he started to where he finished.
I got 10 yards on it. Another first down. It'll be the 4th first down of the game for the Bulldogs.
Gain of 10 yards. Good for another Bulldog. First down.
So another Bulldog first down. It's now they're just outside the red zone. They're actually on the 28-yard line. 7 minutes to play first quarter. Still 14-0. Rams on top. Sales flanking the quarterback Lindhorst here out of the gun. Ooh, got the Rams to jump, but did they jump enough? And there's a flag. It'll a gift of 5 yards.
It'd be 1st and 5 after the encroachment penalty. First foul of the game.
Same formation here. Why not? 1st and 5 with a free gift of 5 yards from the Ram defense. Sales to the right. He'll get the carry. Nope, it's going to be reversed. Coming to the near side. Swallowed up out of the backfield. That's a great job there.
Jackson Simmons on the tackle in the backfield.
And so that'll be a loss of 4. So it'll be 2nd and 9 now. And at the end result, really, from the Ram defense, just a 1 yard net gain.
Who'd you have on that carry?
Sales. Then on the reverse, I believe, to Mathenia.
Yeah.
5:55 left, first quarter. Chris Hugo, Hank Evans alongside. We'll get you a scoreboard update furnished by Tony Wilt, your State Farm agent in Mount Vernon, as soon as we have some other scores. Mathenia bobbles the pitch. He'll go to the left side anyway. They're trying to strip it. He'll get first down yardage. He steps inside the 20, down to about the 16. That's going to be a gain of about 11. So we'll drop to the 5:40 mark here of the first quarter. Coming up this week, Friday, we'll have your next Josh Finley Cuddy Financial Ram of the Week. He's offering insurance coverage to protect what is most important to you. Call Josh Finley of Cuddy Financial, 618-242-4024. 5:41 to play, first quarter, still 14-0, Rams on top. Bulldogs attempting to threaten here. Mathenia, the lone back. Nope, it's actually going to be Wildcat here. Direct snap. Sales, trying a hip move in the backfield. And I'll tell you what, Simmons wasn't buying into that. It's going to be a loss of 1 on the tackle for loss.
That's 2 tackles for loss for Jackson Simmons. Is that the younger brother of Hunter Simmons?
I
believe so. Somebody let me know if I'm wrong.
5:17 left, first quarter, 14-zip. Bulldogs trailing with the football now. 2nd and 11 coming up from about the 18-yard line as we'll drop below the 5-minute mark here on what I thought was going to be a cooler night in Waterloo. It's an absolute sauna. Of course, that first score of the quarter a moment ago, we'll tell you about Walgreens Distribution Center a little bit later. It's just going to be a carry trying to stretch to the right side for Old Numeral Nueve. Owen Nieberge. And he will get down to about the 12. Gain of 5, I believe. Now, you think a name like Nieberg, he's probably from T-Town or Effingham. Nope. Grandpa lived here, born and raised here, so.
Got to be some connection somewhere way down the line.
Well, I mean, depending upon your thoughts and beliefs, we're all related at some point.
There you go.
I mean, that pretty well works for science or religion, I suppose. 4:20 left in the first quarter.
Big play here.
3rd and 7 from the 13. It's going to be to Mathenia. He has plenty of room to stretch, headed toward that far corner. Gets in, and that's going to be a 13-yard score for Jackson Mathenia to get the Bulldogs on the board. They now trail 14-6. And that comes to the 4:12 mark of this first quarter. So Bulldog down in what would have been the backfield, and we won't speculate on any of that with 4:12 to play here in the first. Now 14-6 Waterloo. That's their first score of the quarter. And of course, Walgreens Distribution Center's new Build Your Own schedule is great for anyone that would like to come out of retirement looking to supplement their income. Also great for moms with busy schedules. Walgreens is an equal opportunity employers. We get yet another Southern Illinois Tile and Carpet Supply touchdown.
And that's 3 touchdowns already. We've only played about 8 minutes. If you have the over in the game, it might hit, as it looks like neither team defensively can get any stops. Hopefully have some scores after a while, as most games are just getting underway. On the college level, Illinois leads Western Illinois 14-0 early.
Scoreboard updates presented by Tony Welch, your State Farm agent in Mount Vernon on the corner of South Water Tower and 42nd Street, or look for that red State Farm Jeep around town. As they're going to tend to the injured Bulldog on the field again. 4:12 to play, first quarter. We're awaiting the point after attempt. It's 14-6 Rams. Waterloo just got on the board thanks to Jackson Mathenia.
And I'll recap the scoring real quick. Mount Vernon on their first play from scrimmage, it was Chris Rudolph with a 71-yard rushing TD, untouched. And then Waterloo gets a first down, but then Mount Vernon recovers a fumble. On a 3rd down play, it was Disrow to Staples, and he threw the air 35 yards for a touchdown. So 2 quick touchdowns for Mount Vernon. Waterloo responds with a long, time-consuming rushing touchdown by Mathenia. And we're waiting the extra point as we got a Waterloo Bulldog down on the field. Another early score from our good friend Gooder up in Centralia. The Orphans all over Salem early, 14-0. Big Mount Vernon fan that Gooder is.
Of course, scoreboard updates presented by Tony Wilt, your State Farm agent in Mount Vernon. Of course, we talked about the Centralia Orphans. Will this be the final time these two teams play this year in Week 8 when the Rams make the trip to Centralia? Because headed to the Cahokia Conference next year, and with the teams that they have, you know, you're locked in pretty well Week 1, Week 9. You know, I forget how many conference games they would have.
They have 7 conference games. They'll be open in Week 1, Week 9, which matches up very well with other conferences that you would want to fill a game with. And I know next year I believe they have Salem and Effingham in those slots.
So, could be.
So, I mean, the writing's on the wall to me. At least next year, Mount Vernon will not play Centralia.
Not according to what we have and what we have seen.
And, again, this all started when districts were voted down for the second time. A lot of dominoes started to fall, as we're going to be maybe under a lengthy delay here.
Yep, they're going to bring out a gurney and roll it down the track. And so, you know, your mind starts to wander and race a little bit, maybe some intrusive thoughts, but you just hope that this young man is okay. And
he's sitting up, so it's a lower
precautionary then.
Hockey be the lower body injury. You hope it's an ankle, not a knee.
Yep. I'm glad you have that angle because
he's sitting up.
I can't see any of that. So dealing with an injury timeout here. 4:12 left, first quarter. 14-6. Rams on top of Waterloo. And we await the PAT for the first score of the game from the Waterloo Bulldogs. This break in the action, I want to introduce one of our new Rams sponsors this season. Glad to have them aboard, Mount Vernon Wind Supply. They have Grizzly coolers for your next tailgate and Grizzly deer blinds for your next hunt. Stop by and get your hunting season started right. Route 37 South in Mount Vernon. 4:12 left, first quarter, 14-6 score. Rams leading the Bulldogs. Of course, we gave you the scoring drives a moment ago, but you go back to that fumble recovery by, I wrote it down somewhere. I have a short memory. My short-term memory is terrible. Many people in my life will tell you that. Which sheet did I write it down on the back of, Henry? I believe it was Nolan Mass that recovered it, but don't hold me to that.
Your partner's got to be a little bit better on that.
It's been a minute since we've worked together for football.
Football, little rusty. Again, as they bring the stretcher out, the Waterloo player is sitting up. Looks to be a knee or an ankle injury.
So during the Jackson Mathenia side tile and carpet supply touchdown run, just happened to have a player take a tumble and certainly hope.
And it's one of their offensive linemen.
Oh. So then you hope that it wasn't something where they collided, one stepped on another.
That's bad news generally as far as the knee goes. Hope I'm wrong.
Glad to have all of you who stuck with us, especially on YouTube tonight. We can only hope. All things good now. Chris Hugo, Hank Evans alongside. Sawyer Overstreet back at the Mount Vernon studio. Jeff Crow with us in the Orthopedic Center broadcast booth. Your WMIX sports team tonight. As finally have the gurney out on the field and going to try to get this young man off. Of course, talk about some other things in Rams athletics. Rams soccer off to an 0-1 start. They lost to Freeburg 8-2 earlier this week. Keaton Koch, Brody Phillips, the goals in that one. They'll actually welcome Carbondale. This is a scheduled change as Rams soccer welcome Carbondale on Tuesday at 6. Lady Rams tennis heads to the Marion tournament tomorrow. Lady Rams volleyball opens their season tomorrow at the Fairfield tournament. We welcome them to the airwaves on Thursday night. Let's see. Lady Rams golf finished 4th in the South 7 preview on the 25th. Should have had Carbondale and Heron. I didn't find the scores from that one. That would have been yesterday at Carbondale. They will actually head to Centralia on Tuesday. Rams golf. Next match is at Heron on Thursday. And, of course, it's been a successful week for Rams and Lady Rams cross country as they are guiding the young man off of the field. He appears to be as okay as he can be. Quickly, cross country. The Rams won the Marion Fast Start this week. Out of 8 teams, I believe, they edged Marion 33-34. 5 guys in the top 10. Joel Hayes 3rd, Jaden Jones 6th, Carson Workman 8th, Trace Elliott 9th, and Eli Johnston in 10th. Lady Rams took 2nd place behind Centralia's 54. Lady Rams had 64. Abby Russell at 6th and Kennedy Bax at 7th. Finished in the top 10. That's kind of a brief look at your Rams and Lady Rams fall sports. We recap all of that in your Huey Funeral Home halftime show coming up at the end of the second quarter. Right now, we have 4:12 left in the first quarter. 14-6. Rams on top of Waterloo with the point after pending after the touchdown run again by Jackson Mathenia. And they're wheeling that young man down the track. He gave a thumbs up in the chest pad, so we can only hope he's as okay as he can be.
Definitely looked to be a lower body injury, knee or ankle. As now we have another delay, not quite sure what for, waiting on the PAT. It's been a lengthy wait.
It's been I would say it's not been an auspicious start for any of us tonight.
It's a good start for Mount Vernon, and then it's just slowed to a crawl here.
And this is actually what you need if you're Waterloo with this hot start the Rams have had. Not the injury. I'm not.
No.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, just breaking the momentum.
Yes. Oh, there has to be. Wait on another ambulance to get here. Didn't even think about that.
No.
Has to be an ambulance on site.
So
we will have a bit of a delay here.
Well, this would be a good time as any to, if you want to talk about the conference moving around.
Yeah, absolutely. We're having quite a few conference changes coming up in 26-27. It all got started. We actually talked about it in the Lady Rams sectional championship basketball game at Civic Memorial last March. And so, I'll let you get the start on the rub here.
Well, we could talk for 2 hours about it.
We may have to.
We'll save that for a lightning delay sometime.
Yes.
But the dominoes started to fall, really, in my opinion, when districts got voted down for the second time and got voted down quite handily, from what I understand. The Mississippi Valley Conference has been stable since about the early 70s, and Waterloo Bulldogs being one of those teams. But you got Triad and Mascoutah, who are definitely growing districts, while the rest of them, Jerseyville included, are either staying the same or losing enrollment. Therefore, the smaller schools, Jerseyville, Waterloo, I'm missing one, Highland, we're kind of looking for another option. Well, Triad and Mascoutah just beat them to it, went to the Southwestern Conference, created 2 divisions there, which caused the Mississippi Valley Conference to dissolve. Well, then the Colgate Conference jumps in, grabs the other 3 MVC teams, got 3 divisions. They're stable. They're set up. Whoops. Roxana decides they don't want to play in the large school division. They're only going to play in the medium school division. Cahokia kicks them out. That leaves an opening. They invite Centralia. Centralia accepts the offer. Now, why would Centralia accept the offer? Well, their enrollment's probably 850, 880. And if you've driven through there lately, it's not going up. It's going to go down. It just is. And if it was me, I'd do the same thing. It's going to help them tremendously scheduling in football. I think I'd like to ask English and even Gadiski at Marion, if they were in their shoes, what would they do? They only have to find 2 non-conference games. Mount Vernon's going to be stuck trying to find 4 non-conference games. As I heard Mings in the interview, there's going to be trips to Chicago.
More than likely.
Out of state, possibly. It's football driven. That's long-winded.
Indeed it is. Everybody's trying to chase that holy grail of 5 wins, become playoff eligible,
Yes.
and that's why I was so in favor of districts, was to slow some of this down and at least get your basketball and other sport conferences. Pardon me. Sneeze. Hit the sneeze button. But to get some of these other conferences lined out, the geographical rivalries in some of these other sports wouldn't be impacted. And I think a lot of people more shocked by Centralia leaving the South 7. Don't be. They've been trying to get out for 15 years. Don't forget, they were flirting with the Apollo at one point before that fell apart.
And there was stuff in the works.
In my opinion.
There was talks of a South 7 Mississippi Valley Conference merger.
Yeah, that fell apart whenever Mascoutah and Triad joined the Southwestern, and that happened. And now, if you're the Mount Vernon Rams,
you're in a pickle.
And this is all my opinion. I have been saying this for years, and maybe that's just my personality type. Stop worrying about everybody else in the conference and do what you need to do for yourself and take care of number 1 for once, because I love Marion, I love Carbondale. I'm a South 7 purist, but at the end of the day, what has happened here is you found yourself in a situation nobody, and this is a hasty generalization, I know, nobody wants Marion and Carbondale to the north. They don't want that. They don't want to mess with that. They don't want to deal with going to Carbondale. They don't want to deal going to Marion.
It's a tough drive. Try to go down 57 every day. My wife does, and it's a nightmare.
100%. I drive to Cape Girardeau 3 to 4 days a week.
And really, we can go back to the early 90s is really when the South 7 Conference.
Sure.
The coal industry went down the tube, so the economy of Southern Illinois, the population of Southern Illinois dropped. So the river-to-river form, which decimated the South 7, and they've been chasing their tail kind of ever since. You had O'Fallon for a minute. Altop's been in and out, and you just haven't been able to get those 7-8 teams stable, and it's not going to happen.
No.
So
until something does happen with football, and I mean back in the day of the Saturday Sports Show, we talked about this at length, until something is figured out with football and districts or opening it up to where you'd allow another round in, so it'd be doubling the amount of playoff teams. Yes, you would have some 1-8 teams, maybe even a few 0-9 teams in, but you're going to have to do something. And then what you'll see one more shift of conference jumping, and then it'll die down for a long time because, quote, football is figured out. And so,
do you think it's over yet?
No,
you're Highland,
I
and I don't know, this is me speculating, they can't be happy with what's went on here. They were one that maybe they got caught reactive instead of proactive, and I don't know that they were jumping up and down to go to the South 7. They didn't have much choice, and now they're going to be playing the same game Mount Vernon is trying to find games.
Right, and so while we're having this bit of a sports show during a live football game, is 4:12 left in the first quarter. Jackson Mathenia scores a 13-yard touchdown run. He's fine. Unfortunately, one of his linemen got injured, taken off on a gurney. Had to wheel him away in an ambulance, and so, as is the rule, you have to wait until another ambulance comes back to replace that one. So that's what we're waiting on right now. That's the delay here. 4:12 left first quarter. It's 14-6 Rams, and when you're off to a hot start, this kind of cools off that momentum a little bit, so we'll see how both teams respond. Obviously, we want that young man to be okay. The young man from Waterloo didn't see his number in full. I did not.
I believe their numbers are a little hard to read, but
yes,
I had it 52. 5'11", 250-pound senior lineman Carter Kosian. And, it was serious injury, but not serious in that it looked to be a knee or a, he's not a neck or anything in the head area, so he looked all right. Now we'll see, maybe how many games he misses or that stuff. But it's been a long, we've been sitting there 20 minutes, and they may do a warm-up. Who knows?
Of course, People's National Bank offers competitive rates and flexible solutions for all of your banking. Discover how they can help at peoplesnationalbank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. They are the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams. here on WMIX. 4:12 mark, first quarter, still 14-6. Chris Hugo, Hank Evans alongside. Glad to have Grandma Paralee and Jim. They watch and they listen, so when we're having our YouTube issues, they are some smart cookies. They had the radio on as well.
Centralia 21-0, and a little bit of a surprise is Nashville and Carlisle scoreless after one.
Scoreboard updates presented by Tony Wilt, your State Farm agent of Mount Vernon. Find him online, TonyWilt.com. Look for that red State Farm Jeep around town. 4:12 left, opening quarter, 14-6. We await the PAT from the right foot of the Waterloo place kicker. Try to get cued, and I stumbled. It happens. It's up, and looks like it's between the uprights from my vantage point. It'll be 14-7. As Rowe knocks down the first PAT of the season for Waterloo. All right, we're going to have action. 4:12 left, first quarter, 14-7 now the score.
And the differences, the styles of these two teams couldn't be more glaring as the Waterloo drive 4 first downs. They had one earlier, 5 first downs, while Mount Vernon's got 110 yards of offense, 2 touchdowns without getting a first down. It's kind of like a thunder and lightning game.
Somebody asked me if this is the strangest thing I've ever experienced in Waterloo, and no, it's not. 2012 IHSA Class Regional Quarterfinal game. The number 1 seed Mount Vernon Rams fall to the Waterloo Bulldogs with a ground rule home run, and I'll leave it at that.
Was there a temporary fence? Were they working on their field at the time?
You could see through the fence, and it really wasn't in a lot of. If you had the right angle, you could see it bounce over. Even some of their administration admitted they saw it bounce. So, yeah, well, it should have been a ground rule double, and who knows what happens. But, I mean, yeah, in 2012, Rams were the 1 seed. It was either the quarter or the semi. Should have been a semi. They were the 1 seed. And 4-team regional, if I remember right, actually. Playing Waterloo, yep. So, the umpire whose call it wasn't was fine. The umpire whose call it was just simply did not see it.
Been there.
Yeah, it happens. We're all human. But, yeah, that's the strangest thing I've seen in Waterloo. 4:12 left in the first. Trying to go onside here. It's going to be off a hop, and they will take out JP, and it looks like it'll fall to the 41-yard line. It's going to be picked up by the Bulldogs. So they catch the Rams napping here after the kickoff, and you wondered if something might be afoot with the long layoff. And so the Bulldogs now get an onside kick. They get the ball back. They will take over. My apologies. It'll actually be back at the 42. It'll be Rose, I believe, on the recovery.
And Coach Dan Rose here in his 26th year here at Waterloo, he gets a star there. That was a great time to do that. And I thought Mount Vernon to do it at some point, but Rose beat him to it.
So now they will have it. Quarterback out of the gun, 2 backs. It'll be a carry to the left side, and the Rams are trying to sneak into the backfield, so it'll be a gain of, it looks like, 1 with forward progress. I believe JP on the tackle there on the ball carrier, Derez Sales.
Yeah, Mount Vernon's done a good job early on Sales. But it's been Mathenia to carving him up.
2nd and 9 now for Waterloo. 14-7, Mount Vernon on top. 3:47 left in the first. And if you loaded up on an orange and black team to get the win tonight, not only were your odds not very good, minus probably infinity, but at least you'd win the bet.
Yeah.
We do not condone gambling, obviously. 3:33 left in the first quarter. I mean,
I do.
You know.
14-7
right score. Shouldn't say officially condone. All right, same formation here for the Bulldogs. Lindhorst looking downfield. He is going to lob one to the right side. Mathenia will grab it in at the 30. Now down to the 20, inside to the 15, down to the 14-yard line. That'll be about a 20.
I got 29.
Thank you.
Yeah, a little bit of poor tackling after the catch by the Rams, and Mathenia's really hurting Mount Vernon.
3 minutes to play, first quarter. So 28 yards is the official spot 28. On that one. All right. 2:50 mark, first quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 14, it looks like. Pitch to the left side for Mathenia again. I thought we had a hold in the backfield, but there's going to be a flag now, and that's going to be a push back to about the 19-yard line. As of now, to be a loss of 5 for Mathenia.
Should be on Waterloo.
I thought I saw a hold back there, so we'll see what they actually call. As of now, it's a loss of 5. It looks like where I saw the hold, so I can only assume.
They're moving backwards. They'd be in Waterloo.
2:38 to play, first quarter, 14-7. The Rams on top, but for how much longer? As the Bulldogs definitely threatening here.
We're talking about an awful long time.
Yep.
Wonder maybe Mings will he decline it?
I want to think.
Probably not.
Nope. Instead, it'll go back to the 23-yard line.
Be the first Waterloo Bulldog penalty.
It'll be first and about right at 20. Chris Hugo, Hank Evans alongside all the action tonight, presented by People's National Bank. We're in the Orthopedic Center broadcast booth. Out of the gun for the quarterback, Lindhorst. Sales is his only back, and it looks like the Rams will give him 5 back here on a false start or offside. I wasn't sure which.
It's encroachment at high school.
There we go.
There's a lot of different rules from high school to college. I'll tell you what, I did some studying this week and figured out what I didn't know, which is a lot.
Appreciate Michael Croce and Edward Jones, one of our great sponsors. Big financial decisions can be difficult. Invest your trust in someone that's been investing in Jefferson County for almost 20 years. Michael Croce and Edward Jones can help you navigate your investments for the future. And here we go. Rolling to the right side, Lindhorst from about the 25. Looking downfield. That's going to be picked off. Picked off, I believe, inbounds by Mount Vernon Ram number 8, Carmaine Hopkins.
I believe it's number 6.
Oh,
actually.
JP then.
It's hard to see these numbers.
I thought I saw 8, but
yeah.
My apologies.
It's the second turnover recovered by Mount Vernon.
Either way, a big turnover there. And so the Rams will have 1st and 10 deep with 1:49 left in the first.
Mount Vernon will take over on their own 6, leading 14-7. And it seems like it's been an hour since they possessed the football.
I'm going to watch it again on YouTube. That whole DVR control thing. 1:49 left in the first for the Rams. Will be back deep for 1st and 10 on the 6. And now Rudolph's going to be into the end zone, going to have to get out of it. And he will. He's past the 10, down to the 15, still on his feet, breaks a tackle. Now stymies another defender at about the 20, where he's brought down at about the 21-yard line. Officially, that'll be a gain of about 15 for Chris Rudolph.
Breaking tackle after tackle, broke 3 or 4 tackles.
Good peepers. That was JP.
Some of these numbers are difficult.
I was going by color of shoe after I finally saw who got it.
And I've got Rudolph 3 carries, 90 yards. That's simple math. He's doing pretty good tonight.
So 1st and 10 now from the 23-yard line. As bot snap here as it's going to be CJ having trouble. He'll lose that one.
That'll be Waterloo.
Fumble snap at the 10. It'll be Bulldog football. 1:06 left, and they'll take over on the Ram turnover. Well, sometimes you're the hydrant, sometimes you're the dog. It is possible to be both. 1:06 left in the first. Now Waterloo threatening 1st and 10 from the Mount Vernon 11-yard line. They'll be between the hashes here, very close to that near hash from our vantage point here in the Orthopedic Center broadcast booth. Really thought it was going to be a cool night in here. As now Matheny gets another handoff, trying to get right up the middle inside the 10, down to about the 5. Call him at the 4, so that'll be about a 7-yard gain to bring up 2nd and 3. There can be a 1st down without a touchdown. And it's a good night so far for Jackson Matheny here. 47 seconds to play in the first quarter. Second and 3 from about the 4 here for Waterloo. as they have Osterhage in the backfield now as a fullback. Put Sales in motion. He'll sweep it up the right side and get in for the 4-yard touchdown to Rez Sales. Makes it a 1-point game, 14-13. That PAT is pending with 20 seconds left of the first. First score of the season for Sales.
As they make Mount Vernon pay for a bad turnover.
As we await the PAT here. It's like Cameron Woolley might be on to attempt the PAT. Or maybe not. Thought I saw a different number than 32. I did, because 32 is on the sideline. I tried to hurt myself, patting myself on the back. 20 seconds left, first quarter, 14-13. Woolley on for the tie-in PAT now. Snap, hold, kick, up, through. Good. We're tied at 14. Well, how about that? 14 unanswered points for the Rams, 14 now answered. Well, they're now answered, but 14 unanswered points now for the Bulldogs.
We've had a lot of action in the first quarter as both teams have had big plays. Both teams have made critical mistakes. Long injury delay, and we've accomplished nothing. 14 all late first quarter.
14-14. We're all tied up in Monroe County. 20 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. All the action tonight has been presented by People's National Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Centralia 28-0 over Salem.
Another Tony Welch State Farm scoreboard update. I thought I saw that.
And DeCoin all over Mount Carmel, 21-0.
As we await the kickoff. Benton leads Heron 35-zip, I thought I heard. Carterville leads Marion 13-7 in the second. Scoreboard updates presented by Tony Welch, your State Farm agent. And this, Hopkins will
be a touchback.
Try to get that kick in bounds, but luckily it tails out of bounds, or tails through the back of the end zone for a touchback here for the Rams. They'll have it 1st and 10 with 20 seconds to play in the first.
Key possession here for Mount Vernon. They had all the momentum early, and then since then it's been Waterloo.
Redbud and Pinckneyville scoreless after one. We're not far from Redbud. We're not far from Pinckneyville either. Let's see. We'll track down some other scores throughout the night here. Week 1 of high school football for you. About 20 seconds left in the first quarter in Waterloo. The Rams and Bulldogs are tied at 14 as the Rams going to look to get back on the board here. Staples the back here for C.J. Hughes-Disrow. Staples going to go in motion to the right side. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. On the draw. Oh, there goes Hughes-Disrow.
He's gone.
40
maybe.
Midfield, 45-40. They will chase him down. That's Matheny on the touchdown-saving tackle near the 30-yard line. They'll say he's down to about the 32. By my calculations, that's what, 48?
Yeah, that's what I got.
What a run by the quarterback keeper by number 2. So we'll drop below 10 seconds here, and I don't know about getting another playoff in the quarter, but you never know.
That will be the end of the first quarter.
I-8 takes us to the end of one, and after one, the Mount Vernon Rams 14, Waterloo Bulldogs 14. We'll come back to the second quarter. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
Looking for a bank that fits your lifestyle? Discover People's National Bank, where convenience meets value. With mobile banking services, you can manage your finances anytime, anywhere. Enjoy free checking with no hidden fees, competitive mortgage loans to help you find your dream home, and specialized ag and commercial products to give you an advantage in managing your business. Experience banking made easy and affordable. Visit People's National Bank today and see the difference. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
To everyone who's hungry for something special,
Culver's is the place for us. Hi, what can I make fresh for you today? It's nice being greeted by people who are glad to see you. And I appreciate that they use real ingredients like fresh beef and Wisconsin cheese.
Hey, Mount Vernon. Let us serve you a handcrafted Wisconsin favorite. Every juicy butter burger with fresh, never frozen beef, scoop of creamy, fresh frozen custard, and real Wisconsin cheese curd is made with love and served with a smile. Welcome to Delicious.
It's our pleasure.
Back to the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois broadcast booth. This is Mount Vernon Rams football on WMIX.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, and the free Section618.com mobile app tonight is the Mount Vernon Rams and Waterloo Bulldogs tied at 14. First snap of the second quarter is going to be a sweep to the right side for Jay-Sean Staples inside the 30-25, trying to get inside the 20. Plows ahead to about the 14.5-yard line for an 18-yard gain for Jay-Sean Staples. Been relatively quiet tonight. Hasn't seen a lot of opportunities.
And it just seems like both teams were keying on, Mount Vernon was keying on Sales, Waterloo keying on Staples, and it's been the other backs that have really been chewing up the yardage.
11:39 to play, second quarter. 14-14, Rams are inside the red zone now at about the 14.5-yard line. They'll send one to the right, one to the left. Here's Disrow, the quarterback, out of the gun. Staples flanking him to the left. Zay Nesbitt to the right side here, and it's going to be a reverse, I think. And it's going to be a long run for Nada for Rudolph.
Yep. Well covered by the Waterloo Bulldog defense.
I was getting rid of sweat that had fallen into my eyeball. I apologize. But it'll be relatively maybe a loss of a half yard. Second down for the Rams regardless with 11:05 to play.
We're going to go no gain. As Rudolph already has 90 yards rushing on the ground.
We'll look for our next WMIX Sports Josh Finley Country Financial Ram of the Week. Have that to you hopefully by Friday. Of course, get started planning for the future with Country Financial representative Josh Finley. Call 618-242-4024 or visit Josh Finley. You can find him at countryfinancial.com. Two left, tight right. Hughes Disrow out of the gun. Staples his back, and it's just going to be a run right up the middle for Jay Sean. Down inside the 15, again toward the 10. They're going to say the 11.
We'll say
about 5.
5. Bring up 3rd and 5.
Oh, boy. So about 10:25 left here in this second quarter. Tied at 14. The Rams are deep in Waterloo territory. Of course, we talk about Waterloo. We talk about this being the final year at the Mississippi Valley Conference, and a team that I have definitely missed on the Rams schedule has been the Triad Knights, and probably not going to get them back anytime soon, but maybe. You never know. They tried this thing with Collinsville and Granite City in the South 7 Conference and scheduling games, and this will be the final year of that as well. As this is going to be try to sweep lad for Jay Sean, sniffed out. He'll lose a couple. And that'll bring up 4th down and about 6.
I think you're going to see Truman Carnine.
Well, you might as well. 2 4-star kickers now.
Yeah.
Koch and Carnine.
Tell you what, I was watching some of these college kickers last night. These 2 Mount Vernon kickers could probably kick at that level today.
Griever the holder. This field goal is going to be about 29 yards. .909 left on 4th and 7 from 29 for Truman Carnine. Snap, hold, kick is up and plenty of distance, and it sneaks through. 29-yard field goal for the Mount Vernon Rams, and it's 17-14. Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Big defensive possession upcoming for Mount Vernon as Waterloo's ran it right down their throat the last 2 trips. Got to get some stops.
There you go. And let's not dismiss the work of Mr. Griever there on the hold. Sure he had laces out, Dan. With 9:01 to play in the first half, 17-14. Of course, we'll have stats coming up at halftime on your Huey Funeral Home halftime show. Of course, that was our Walgreens Distribution Center first score of the quarter. Rams are hoping for that SI Talent Carpet Supply touchdown, but they'll settle for that field goal.
Well, they needed to get a score just to stop the momentum, as it's been all Waterloo the last 10 minutes of gameplay. Very similar to the game last year.
Oh, yeah. quick start, then a grinding halt, and then.
So right now the game's being played at Waterloo's pace.
We did tease that.
Yeah. I mean, usually week one, it's kind of an unknown what you're going to get, but I felt like coming into this game, we're getting exactly what we thought it was going to be.
The two backs are back to receive, Sales and Mathenia for the Bulldogs. 9:01 to play first half, 17-14 Rams after the 29-yard Truman Carnine field goal. There's the kick. It's up. It's a boomer. It's back, and it'll be at the 1-yard line for Sales. He's at the 10, 15, between the hashes, 20, slips through to the 25, trying to bulldoze his defender, and at least gets him to about the 29-yard line. It's about a 28-yard kickoff return for Sales. Derez Sales, 5'9", senior, weighs about 185. It'll be 1st and 10 for Waterloo at about their own 30-yard line. All right, give them to the 30. No, they're not. Okay.
Let's call it.
Well, I was looking, and it's like the
it's 29.
Down marker and all that was at the 30. But now they got it back at the 29, where it'll be 1st and 10, 8:55 to play in the first half. 2 targets left here out of the gun for Lindhorst, the quarterback. Mathenia is his back. Will now switch to the left side. Ooh, they'll send trips left. On 1st and 10 for the 29-yard line, and, of course, it's going to be a keeper. It's out of the Wildcat for Sales. My apologies for not catching that. As he'll get to 35, down to about the 38, 39. Has about 9.5. Well, does he have 10? No. And so that'll make it 2nd and short here for the Bulldogs on a great play from scrimmage with 8:38 to play in the first half.
I got Sales, 6 carries, 38 yards.
Video stream tonight made possible by Paul Shields, your Allstate insurance agent in Mount Vernon. Visit Paul at 2100 Broadway and get a free quote. Paul Shields, your Allstate insurance agent. There we go. Hate to clear my throat like that, but I mean, it had to be done. 2 to the right. Make it 3 with a man in motion going right up the field, and Lindhorst escapes a sack try and now just keeps it on the ground. Puts the feet to the run, gets the first down, and now past midfield on the near sideline to the 48. Well, they'll give him to the 47.
We'll give him 14 on the carry.
There we go. Showing he can get it done on the ground. 7:55 left, second quarter, still 17-14 Rams. We're in the Orthopedic Center broadcast booth. Ortho Express services are for recent injuries, and of course a recent injury is an injury or pain that has occurred in the last 2 weeks. It'll be another Waterloo first down. 1st and 10 now from the Mount Vernon 47. 7:37 to play here in the second quarter. Lindhorst down to the gun. Sales his back, up ahead a yard to the right. They'll put Mathenia in motion, sweep to the left side on the end around, and he'll run up that far side, get to about the 45, push backward. Forward progress, I believe, maybe even to the 44. Gain of 2 at best here for Mathenia. Good job by Jackson Simmons to run him back a little bit.
Been calling his name quite often.
7:05 to play here in the first half, 17-14. Rams by 3. Waterloo eating up that clock as they grind down the field. Tyler Theobald into the game. Traditionally a 6-foot defensive back, but he'll come in on offense. I also see Cannon Richard out there. They'll send Jaden Kelly to the right. Theobald to the left. All for Lindhorst to hand off to Sales. He'll go to the right side off tackle. Oh, dangerous. Dangerously close to a first down. He might have gotten all 8 on the play, but there's a flag in the backfield and there's a hold, so that's coming back. Don't write that down yet. It's coming off. We doggies.
That should make it 2nd and 18.
Well, make the switch to People's National Bank for reliable customer-focused banking. Explore their services and find out how they can support your financial journey at peoplesnationalbank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. 6:28 left, second quarter, 17-14 Rams, but it's Bulldog football. 2nd and long from their own 45.
And this is, if Mount Vernon's going to be a good team, they have to get off the field on this drive, 2nd and 18.
And now fake handoff. Lindhorst right it back up to the middle of the original line of scrimmage, and he'll be pulled down from behind, I believe by Thomas, at about the opposing 45-yard line. I see about 9.
Yep. Bring up 3rd and 9. Big play right here.
5:55 to play in the second quarter, 17-14 ball game. Of course, we'll have that Huey Funeral Home halftime show coming up at the break. On 3rd down and 9 to go. They have to get inside the 40 down to about the 37, past it. As now Lindhorst and Theobald go to the right. Mathenia and Sales. Sales will serve as QB, and it looks like we'll have our first timeout of the night. It's called by Waterloo. Timeout presented by SSM Health, Good Samaritan Hospital. Advanced care close to home in the King City, SSM Health. 5:21 remaining, first half play. We're in Waterloo. The Rams lead the Bulldogs 17-14 tonight. Season opener in Illinois high school football.
Without a doubt, this is going to be 4-down territory here, so Coach Dan Rose is not going to do anything fancy here. He's going to try to get 5-6 yards, go for it on 4th and 3. We'll see if Mount Vernon can get off the field. It was definitely their Achilles heel last year, giving up 30 points a game.
So 5:21 remaining here in this second quarter, 17-14 game. Rams a field goal lead thanks to Truman Carnine's leg, 29 yards at the 9:01 mark.
And you're just kind of looking out here, you see these big offensive linemen, and the Rams' defensive line is just quite a bit smaller.
Same formation here with 2 to the right. Sales and Mathenia in the backfield. It'll be Sales handling QB duties, and it'll be reversed to the right side. Runs Owen Niebergen. He has some running room. First down and more as he'll get to the 25-yard line, pushed down to about the 24. That's going to be quite the gain. With 5:10 left in the second quarter, down officially, I believe, to the 25. So a 22-yard gain for Owen Niebergen. Interesting. 1st and 10 Bulldogs. We drop below the 5-minute mark of the second quarter, 17-14 still Rams.
That is the 8th first down of the half for the Bulldogs. They're chewing up yardage on the ground.
Eating clock, eating yards.
They've got the game at their pace.
Right where they want it. Out of the gun, Lindhorst. Back as Sales to the right. He'll come left and then dart back up off tackle. And he has running room to the 15-10. Near corner touchdown. 25-yard touchdown for Derez Sales, and he gets on the board tonight with 4:32 to play. 20-17. Waterloo on top for the first time. Sorry, he's on the board for the second time tonight. I didn't mark it properly on my paper. So Bulldogs on top for the first time tonight, 4:32 mark, second quarter, and it's just like a year ago, just a different facility.
Again, Mount Vernon jumped out 14-0, and it's been all Waterloo since then.
Row kick is up, and it was a line drive to nowhere.
Missed it.
Missed it left. So it stays 2017. So 2017, which means if the Rams eat up their own clock and struggle and they get a field goal, worst case scenario, it's a tie.
But the problem is I've got Waterloo close to 200 yards on the ground here. We're not even to the half.
People's National Bank offers competitive rates and flexible solutions for all your banking needs. Discover how they can help at peoplesnationalbank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. 4:32 mark, second quarter. 2017 ball game. Right now the Rams trailing by 3 after taking a field goal lead about 5 minutes of football ago.
That's a 6-play, 71-yard drive. And again, the Bulldogs just chewing up yardage on the ground. It seems like they're getting 9, 10, 12 yards every carry, and then they'll break one for the 20-25. Rams will probably need to get to 40 or so to win this game, I'm afraid.
So 4:32 left here in the second quarter, 20-17 score. Bulldogs up 3 as Woolley will attempt the kickoff. With Peterson and Staples back to return, both standing about the 10. A lob, but that'll take a few hops towards JP there at about the 22. Picks it up between the hashes, looking to go left. Finding some running room, has some space. He'll get to the 40. Blazes to the 45, tries to spin to stay in bounds, cannot. And the return will take him to about maybe the 46, depending upon a kind spot. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams there with 4:25 left in the second. They trail 20-17.
Would you say the onside kick changed this game?
Yep. Yeah.
And
the injury and the onside kick.
The injury, and it was a great time to do it, and it worked to perfection.
And then you get a heck of an interception, and then unfortunately 2 plays after that, you get the fumble and give it right back, and that ties the ball game.
And it's a pretty good team on the road.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, those are the little things, and we talked about it in the pregame. Mount Vernon lost 3 games last year by 11 points.
And you have you start with 3 on the road before 4 at home. It's going to be a while before you're wearing black. 2 to the right for the Rams. There is the snap, and out of play action. Disrow is running to the right side, now throwing over the middle and looking for his target. Inside the 30, it is going to be incomplete as they were looking for Zay Nesbitt.
And Zay Nesbitt had to play defense there to prevent an interception as that ball was underthrown.
So 4:17 left as it's incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Rams. And now they will send Mast to the right. Right slot for Zay Nesbitt. Looks like Ryder Rhodes will be a wing on the right side, tightening up that right. Hughes Disrow, the quarterback. Staples flanking him to the right. Uh-oh. Drop snap again, and this is going to be trouble. Looks like maybe CJ recovered it. If so, either way, it's going to be a loss. It'll be 3rd and forever.
That's a second botch snap. Mount Vernon very fortunate to recover.
Looks like it's going to be about 9 or 10 maybe. Oh, just 7. I have no depth perception. 3:50 remaining in the first half. 20-17 Bulldogs. 3rd and 17 for the Rams.
What do you call here?
We're getting ready to find out. Looks like maybe Reimer left side. With Mast and Zay Nesbitt. Rolling to the right. CJ. Here's Disrow trying to get away from traffic. Lobs one over the middle, and it's going to be in and out of the hands of Jay Sean Staples. And I think that was the it's coming to me. And unfortunately, a dropped pass will lead to 4th down.
Mount Vernon probably got away with either a hold or a block in the back. Well, now personal foul.
Whoops.
Yeah, that'll be, they got Staples saying something. So they'll be punting deeper in their territory.
Well,
be the 3rd penalty for the Rams.
Interesting. Coming up at halftime, we'll have your scoring and stats. We'll catch you up on a Tony Wilt State Farm scoreboard update. We'll also catch you up on what has been going on with the rest of Rams athletics so far in 2025.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Mount Vernon. They'll be punting from deep in their own territory.
So it's 4th and Hecker.
I believe this will be
Hecker, a tiny community on 159 and 156
going with the old
on
free
your way.
kick. Interesting.
I mean, if it were to go through the uprights. And back to return at about the 31-yard line. This is going to be a huge run to the 50, and we have a ton of flags on the field.
Should be coming back.
He brought it back.
Be coming back a little bit, but now another flag down late. The original penalty will be on Waterloo. I'm afraid the second one's probably on Mount Vernon for something after the whistle.
Yeah. Well, that thing about looking the gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's the mouth. Whatever it is, just don't look at the gift horse, okay?
Yeah. Again, Mount Vernon's only down 3 here. It's not panic time.
No, not at all.
Wow.
All right. So we get a roughing the kicker.
Somehow 3 penalties on Waterloo.
Yeah,
Shows what I know. I didn't see the roughing the kicker part.
Huh. Well, by my calculations, that's a first down.
That's a...
Okay. So it'll be 1st and 10. Not as far as you'd like, but far enough.
That's a huge play in this game. It's automatic first down, which there are not very many of those in high school football.
No,
Roughing the kicker is one of them.
There we go. I was looking down and writing down notes, so I didn't see, but now that I see, I understand. 3:15 left here in the second quarter. 1st and 10 from the Mount Vernon 38 for the Rams, and Dan Ming's timeout to settle some things down. This timeout is presented by SSM Health, Good Samaritan Hospital, advanced care close to home in the King City.
Been a couple big momentum shifts in this game. First quarter, Mount Vernon's up 14-6, the 4:12 mark. There's an injury. A lineman has a lower body injury. We have a 20-minute delay. Waterloo kicks the extra point after all that. They recover an onside kick and immediately score. They've controlled the game ever since. Now, Mount Vernon just got a gift as they were kicking from deep in their own territory, roughing the kicker. They've got the ball. Can they flip this game back in their favor? This is a key possession. 3:15 left. They'll have 2 timeouts. And only down 3. We talk like they're down 21 points, and they're not. It's just they start out 14-0 about 3 minutes in.
Well, they're empty out that backfield, and they will go with Staples, Zay Nesbitt, and Mast in that order, but Staples will be in motion for Disrow out of the gun. Stretch play to the left. Ooh, it's going to end up in positive yardage for Jay Sean as he will tightrope the sideline, stays in bounds, gets to about the 40. Where they spot it? Backs up to the 42. So not that big of a gain after all. About 2:58 left, so it looks like it's about 3 per 2nd and 7. Oh, they say 4. I'll go with that. 2nd and 6.
Didn't love the spot there.
No, I didn't either. So Zay Nesbitt will be split all the way off right. They'll have Mast left. Ryder Rhodes on the right end. All for Hughes Disrow out of the gun with Staples. Play action. Slant play. There it is, but dropped by Zay Nesbitt at midfield.
It's got to be caught.
I haven't seen a slant executed that well in terms of the route since 2007 against the Hogue in the playoffs.
If he catches that, he's got room and he's got speed. That could have went to the house. That's got to have that.
Oh boy,
just right through the hands.
2:31 left in the second. It'll stop the clock. 3rd down and 6 here for the Rams, still on the 42-yard line. Let's see. Zay and Mast to the right. Looks like Staples will be to the right of C.J. Hughes Disrow. Out of the gun here on 3rd and 8. 3-step drop, and it's going to be in the backfield and caught, but a loss for Staples. Back at about the 32 with forward progress. They may be generous and give him 33, 34. Do I have a 35? I do not. It's a loss of what? 8? Jeez. Well, that's going to be 4th and forever. 2:20 left in the first half. 20-17 Rams. We're getting closer to halftime, and the Rams will See what they do here.
I tell you what they're going to do. They're going to punt. But they've got to somehow wrestle momentum away from this Waterloo team. Going to be Waterloo ball coming out of half. They cannot afford, in my opinion, to go down. It wouldn't be ideal to go down 10 at the half.
Should be Waterloo football to start the second half.
Yes.
So they say there was a timeout.
Yeah, Waterloo.
Oh, I missed it. Brought to you by SSM Health, Good Samaritan Hospital. For high-quality, nationally accredited cancer care treatment close to home, choose SSM Health. Whew. Warm one here in the Lou with 2:20 left in the first half, 20-17. Rams right now are trailing by 3 and about to punt it away. Low snap, no problem. There's a kick. Sailing back beyond the 25, bounces at the 31, and then Waterloo going to let it go down to the 15, where it'll be downed by, I believe, Adrian Reimer. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Very nice bounce from Mount Vernon. I have that as a 49-yard punt, thanks to the roll. I believe that was Griever. Waterloo will take over at their own 15, 2:20 left, and 1 timeout.
So 20-17, if you just joined us, the Rams trailing the Bulldogs. The Rams had a 14-0 lead, then a 17-14 lead. And then a missed PAT after a Bulldog touchdown. That's how we sit at 20-17. They're going to run 10 seconds off the clock to get it down to 2:10 as instructed by the officials. It was at 2:20. If you're wondering where our on-screen game clock is, there's just not a great angle here for us to do that. We won't have it at most football stadiums, unfortunately. And out of the gun with a single back, 2 to the right for the Bulldogs. From deep, 1st and 10. Lindhorst looking for the pass into the flat. It'll be complete to Sales. Out of the backfield, gets to the line of scrimmage. May have more. Nice move to get the first down as he'll try to cut back to the near side. Brought down shy to the 30 to the 28. And that's going to be a gain of 12 or so. Not bad.
Be the 9th first down for the Waterloo Bulldogs.
And this time, sweep play. Nope, it's like a cut up middle. Cut up middle there did number 9, Nieberge. Ooh, got 3, maybe 4.
Very generous.
2nd down and 7 here for the Bulldogs. Back in their own territory at about the 31. 1:27 left, second quarter. We're getting closer to the Huey Funeral Home halftime show.
And Waterloo, 1 timeout left.
We wait the snap. Ooh, a fake, and coming off that end, darting toward the quarterback, Titan Whitfield. And that'll be a sack, and that'll make it 3rd and long.
Got about a 9-yard loss.
So that'll get us to 112.
Looks like Waterloo's content to run out the clock, and I don't think Dan Mings is going to use any of his timeouts. He may just use one right there.
I was say I see hands waving. I see the clock not moving. Here with 1:12 left in the second quarter.
One of the play clocks on this south end is not working.
Oh. $1:12 left, second quarter, 20-17, and now they say wind that clock. Well, I thought they did. I don't see the clock going.
Lots of confusion right now.
Official's going to come over. The white hat's going to come into the near sideline.
First game.
Mm-hmm. Want the clock wound.
We just need to get to the half, everybody. It's been a long first half. 3rd and 15, Waterloo, clock running.
When I say that, I'm looking at the north scoreboard with the clock not running. So 23 seconds left. My apologies. Just because that's the one I can see is the north, and the Rams do call a timeout. Sponsored by SSM Health, Good Samaritan Hospital, advanced care close to home in the King City. So 1 clock. Again, my apologies. That's why I was confused. I was looking at the north scoreboard, which is stuck on 112. But apparently it was rolling the entire time as indicated down here on the south end, which is a newer video board. And so that's the situation here. And there's a video advertisement running on the video board. So the one with the correct time, we can't tell you what's left. We'll get to that in a moment. As I lean forward uncomfortably, and it's not due to being as fat. It's just having to lean.
You look great, my man. You look great.
We're getting there. I wasn't fishing for compliments, but I do appreciate it. Yeah. So 19 seconds is where we're at. 3rd and 15 from the 24. A 3-point game. 19 seconds left on 3rd and 15. I think the Rams didn't necessarily call a timeout with hopes of getting the ball back. I think they called a timeout with hopes of not giving up a big play.
Yes. They want to get to the locker room in the worst way.
With the score as it is. 2 to the right side here for the Bulldogs. Lindhorst out of the gun. Sales is back. And Sales going to get to carry near side. Good cut. Near side, rather. Gets a cut there. 25 gets him the least to the 26. Maybe a gain of.
Giving him 3.
Loss of 1. Oh, that's right. They had lost yardage. Yeah. Here I am. Oh, yeah, I got to look at the right one. I have no time on the clock on the south
end.
This
game fell apart here last 2 minutes.
I still have a minute 12 on the north end. So, my apologies. That's on me. I should have been looking southward. We're at halftime, in case you're wondering. And we're going to do our best to get it figured out once everybody else gets it figured out here in Waterloo. Where the halftime score is, the Bulldogs 20, your Mount Vernon Rams 17. We'll come back with your Huey Funeral Home halftime show after a quick break. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
You need insurance to help protect things that mean a lot to you. You need coverage that's affordable because we all have a budget. At Country Financial, we get it. For close to 100 years, we've offered insurance and financial services to help protect what's most important to you and to help prepare for your future. Best of all, I'm here to get to know you and find solutions for your budget. In other words, we've got your back. I'm Josh Finley, your local Country Financial representative. Call me at 618-242-4024.
Hi, this is Presley Marlowe at Munkin Toyota of Mount Vernon. We've got 6 Toyota Gold certified pre-owned vehicles ready to roll, all backed with serious peace of mind. Enjoy a 12-month, 12,000-mile limited comprehensive warranty, 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage, 24-hour roadside assistance, and 0 deductible on covered repairs. Munkin Toyota of Mount Vernon, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty, or visit us online at munkintoyotamountvernon.com.
Hey everyone, it's Marty with Huey and Newell Funeral Homes. Life is deceptive in the course of living it. We get so wrapped up in our daily activities that we lose sight of what we're actually here for. A life well lived is one that doesn't rely on accomplishments or acquiring stuff, but instead focuses on relationships. Practicing kindness, empathy, and compassion are the things that last and will impact other people's lives for generations to come. We are Huey and Newell Funeral Homes, serving our community with the greatest of care now and many years to come.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The Huey and Newell halftime show starts now.
Welcome back to the Huey Funeral Home halftime show, AM 940, 96.5 FM, and of course, you can always listen on the free Section 618.com mobile app. We'll have video streaming for most games on the WMIX Sports YouTube. We will not at Centralia, obviously, but it looks like that may not be a thing anymore after this year. So we'll see who else we can pick up that won't let us stream video, as the case may be. I say that in jest. I'm not really looking forward to the potential of not seeing them, but it is what it is. Anyhow, we're in Waterloo. Let's focus on that. It is the Bulldogs 20, the Mount Vernon Rams 17. I'm Chris Hugo, Hank Evans alongside, and hammer for this Ram team. It started off great, 14-0, and then, of course, some tackling struggles led to eventually the game being 14-all. But give credit to the Lake of Carnine. Makes it 17-14. We'll get to the scoring drives later, but it's 20-17 now. And things kind of fell apart for the Rams offensively late, but things sputtered for everybody late, too. It's the first game of the season. There's rust everywhere, in the booth, out of the booth, sidelines.
I want to apologize for that last 2 minutes. There was mass confusion, and it wasn't necessarily our fault. I'll say that. Down to the left here, we have different clocks saying different stuff. But for Mount Vernon, great start, as you said. But then after that, Waterloo did what we thought they would try to do, is they just lined it up and ran it right down Mount Vernon's throat, controlled the football, and just a costly couple of mistakes by the Rams. And that's why they trail by 3 at the half.
It is. We'll have your scoring drives. We'll have your scoring. We'll have scores, we hope, from other games from around the area coming up here on this Huey Funeral Home halftime show. Huey and Newell Funeral Homes. We appreciate their sponsorship of halftime here on our Mount Vernon Rams broadcast. And when you've experienced the loss of someone you love, you can trust Huey Funeral Home to guide you through the process of honoring their life. HueyFH.com or call 618-242-3348. Halftime score, Waterloo 20, Mount Vernon 17. We'll come back with more. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
Temperatures are up, graduations are over, baseball is in full swing. It is safe to say that summer is here. When you're in the car for hours headed to the beach, take a moment and reflect on how special that time is. These are important memories. Equally as important are the insurance plans you put in place for your family when things do not go as planned. This is your State Farm agent, Tony Will, and that is what we do every day. We plan for the unexpected. Don't wait for the crisis to hit and then prepare for it. Come see us today in Mount Vernon or find us online at TonyWilt.com.
If you are looking for a new career, Walgreens Distribution Center in Mount Vernon is hiring. Walgreens offers an excellent benefits package, competitive pay, on-site health clinic, 401k, performance bonuses, shift differentials, full-time employment, and maintenance technician openings. Plus, they have walk-in Wednesdays every Wednesday from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. No appointment necessary. Walgreens is an equal opportunity employer and welcomes individuals with diverse talents and backgrounds. Walgreens promotes and supports a drug-free workplace.
When you are injured or in pain, the last thing you want to do is wait in the ER. For those times, you don't necessarily need the emergency room. Come to Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Ortho Express, open Monday through Friday from 8 until 4 at 4121 Veterans Memorial Drive in Mount Vernon. Get highly trained physician assistants and nurse practitioners providing the care you need quickly and with savings of up to 80% compared to the ER. Call the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois at 618-242-3778 or visit them online at orthocenter-si.com.
Streaming worldwide on the Section 618 app. This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports, presented by People's National Bank.
Amplitude modulation 940, frequency modulation 96.5. We're also worldwide, WMIXsports.com, Section618.com mobile app, and a little thing they call the YouTube. WMIX Sports YouTube has video tonight. Here at halftime, the Waterloo Bulldogs 20, Mount Vernon Rams 17 after 2 quarters of play here in Monroe County. I'm Chris Hugo, Hank Evans alongside. One of us may or may not have scoring and stats.
These are very unofficial stats. First for Mount Vernon as they had 156 yards rushing, 27 through the air, 183 total yards. It was rushing the ball. It was Jay-Sean Staples, 5 rushes, 27 yards. It was Chris Rudolph, 4 for 90 and a touchdown. And Disrow Jr., he had 3 rushes for 29 yards. Passing, Disrow 1 of 5 with 27 yards passing and a touchdown. For the Waterloo Bulldogs, 178 yards rushing, 41 passing, 219 yards of total offense. It was Derez Sales, 8 rushes, 65 yards, 2 touchdowns. Lindhorst, the quarterback, 4 rushes for 19 yards. It was Mathenia, 9 rushes, 63 yards, and a touchdown. And Nieberge had 3 carries for 31 yards. The quarterback, Lindhorst, he was 2 for 3, 41 yards with an interception. And the 2 balls were caught by their main guys. Mathenia had a 28-yard reception, and Sales caught a ball for 13 yards. Turnovers were a big story the first half. Waterloo turned it over twice. Mount Vernon converted one of those for a score, and just a kind of a game-changing bad snap to the quarterback for Mount Vernon for their 1 turnover, and Waterloo scored a couple plays later. Scoring, it was all Mount Vernon early as they opened it up, scoring 12 seconds. First play from scrimmage, it was Rudolph on the reverse, 71 yards, untouched, touchdown. Next possession, Mount Vernon gets a turnover as Waterloo fumbles it. They cash in Disrow to Staples, 35-yard passing touchdown. 14-0 Mount Vernon, 2.5 minutes into the game. Waterloo goes on a very long, time-consuming drive, slows the game down. They score this Mathenia from 17 yards out. And then we had an injury on that play, a very lengthy delay. Had a stretcher. It was probably a 20-minute delay before the extra point as Waterloo converts it 14-7, and they catch Mount Vernon napping and what really changed the game, the onside kick that they recover. A couple plays later, it was Sales from 4 yards out, 14-14. Mount Vernon responds as Disrow had a long carry. They get a 29-yard field goal from Carmine, 17-14 Mount Vernon. Then Waterloo responds, 4:32 left in the second quarter. It was Sales yet again, 24 yards, and the PAT was missed. So that brings us to the halftime. Waterloo 20, Mount Vernon 17.
There you go. Huey Funeral Home halftime show. We'll have plenty more of that coming up. Of course, 20-17. Rams trailing Waterloo here on the road. We'll have plenty to discuss when we return. Right now, the Waterloo Marching Band on the field. When we come back, we'll have a Tony Wilt State Farm scoreboard. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know, to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Contact your local Allstate agent, Paul Shields, today to see how you can save.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Elvis Presley Enterprises named him the ultimate Elvis.
And the world's greatest Elvis is Sean Clutch.
Coming to the Marion Civic Center, Saturday, September 20th. Sean Clutch. After watching Sean perform, Elvis's closest friend and road manager Joe Esposito said,
"It gives me goosebumps and gives me flashbacks."
This is the closest thing to seeing the King live in concert.
That's the wonder of you.
And a very special guest, Moses Snow, portraying the young Elvis.
Going through a party in the county jail. The prison balance dance they began to wait.
Saturday, September 20th. It's Sean Clutch and Moses Snow in the ultimate tribute to the King. For tickets, call 618-997-4030 or go to marioncccc.com.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football on WMIX, presented by People's National Bank.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, and of course you can watch live on the WMIX Sports YouTube channel as we're back on your Huey Funeral Home halftime show. Chris Hugo, Hank Evans alongside. Of course, Huey Funeral Home in Mount Vernon offers a full selection of cemetery markers, full-size monuments, and mausoleums at reasonable prices. Log on to hueyfh.com for more information. 20-17, Waterloo on top of your Mount Vernon Rams here as we owe you a Tony Wilt State Farm scoreboard update. I was going to save it for one of my last scores in the update. Nashville leading Carlisle 7-0 at the half, but 6:24 left in the third. It's now Carlisle 14 and Nashville 7 as we're going to check out some halftime scores for you here. Marion leading Carterville 14-13. Centralia all over Salem 28-0. Pinckneyville leads Redbud 22-0. Benton shutting out Heron 42-zip at the half. Johnston City doing the same to Carmi-White County 38-zip. Flora doubling up Sesterville-Waltonville 28-14 at the break. Sparta 20-14 halftime lead over Madison, while Fairfield edging Edwards County 20-19 at the half. CZR and El Dorado are tied at 22 at the break. Red Hill leads Hamco 15-8. Future Ram opponent Tolono Unity all over Rantoul 48-zip. Also at halftime, O'Fallon blanking Triad 21-0. DuQuoin leading Mount Carmel 28-7. Westland edging Marshall, at least a touchdown better, 28-20. Columbia is actually edging Mater Dei 7-6. Again, we told you about Nashville Carlisle. It was 7-0 at the half. It's already 14-7 Carlisle. Breese Central leads Effingham at the break 14-7. Those scores presented by Tony Wilt, your State Farm agent in Mount Vernon. Oh, walk in, call in, or click in, TonyWilt.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm's there.
Couple surprises there, I think. Maybe the Effingham game being so close. And certainly Fairfield only leading Edwards County by 1 kind of catches my eye.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, assuming that my source is correct.
And Illinois Fighting Illini doing what they should be doing, 31-0 at the half over Western Illinois. And Cesar getting beat pretty good is a little bit of a surprise. But again, first game of the year, and
absolutely,
sometimes you don't know who these smaller schools. You lose a couple skill guys, and you're almost starting from scratch.
And if you're a friend of the program, you know I'm interested in this one. St. Rita 14, Marist 6.
Yep. Be a couple 8A schools.
I won't see Marist at the holidays this year.
It'd be a little different at the holidays, won't it?
Get plenty of milk, though.
Yeah.
We'll see how that all shakes out.
But you could see, talking basketball, of course, Quincy would be neat. That'd be for some of the old school people.
Still searching for scores, and I don't really see much else. Ooh, Collinsville. I remember who they're playing. Collinsville leads Belleville East. No, I'm dumb. Belleville East leads Collinsville 26-0 at the half. To give you more of a Tony Wilt State Farm scoreboard update. Again, that's 26-0 Belleville East over Collinsville. We'll see the Collinsville K-Hawks come into town week 4 into Ken Hunt Stadium. Oh, goodness. Well, for the first half that was, let's go ahead and talk about the week that was in Rams athletics. Of course, Rams soccer, they will have a home opener, unexpected home opener on Tuesday. That game got moved from Carbondale. It's now a 6 o'clock start at Ken Hunt. Rams soccer lost to Freeburg earlier, 8-2. Keaton Koch and Brody Phillips got the goals in that one. Of course, it wasn't earlier today. It was earlier this week. Lady Rams tennis will head to Marion tomorrow for that tournament. They've played Vandalia and Highland already. Forgive me, I don't have the results for those yet. Volleyball begins their season tomorrow at the Fairfield tournament. Of course, our coverage will begin next Thursday when they head into Shagnon Gym. Lady Rams Golf has had a few matches already, including finishing 4th in the South 7 preview. They travel to Carbondale to play a triangular with Carbondale and Heron yesterday, and then Tuesday they'll head to Greenview at Centralia for Centralia and Carbondale. Rams Golf has had the South 7 preview. They've battled Benton and Centralia, Salem, and Carbondale. They're back in action against Heron on Thursday. Cross country, boys cross country won the Marion Fast Start this week. They had 5 in the top 10. Joel Hayes finished 3rd, Jaden Jones 6th, Carson Workman 8th, Trace Elliott 9th, and Eli Johnston 10th, according to what I read. They edged the Marion Wildcats. There's that word again. Beat the Wildcats by 1 for first place. Lady Rams finished 2nd behind Centralia. Centralia won 54. Lady Rams had 64. Lady Rams had 2 in the top 10. Abby Russell was 6th, and Kennedy Bax was 7th. So congratulations to all the Ram athletes in the week that was. So there we go. But again, it looks like as far as opportunities at home, you can catch boys soccer at home on Tuesday against Carbondale at 6. And again, Lady Rams volleyball will be home. If memory serves correct, that'll be Thursday against West Frankfort. Things that I should know. I'm looking that up because I feel like I'm wrong. You think I'd have written it down. It is West Frankfort Thursday at home. Take that.
Blockbuster matchup, former South 7 foe.
Yeah, I mean, that's one team that's been on Lady Ram volleyball schedule for years. I mean, since we started broadcasting volleyball back in 2010, they still remain. They remained well after I remember in high school going to some Frankfort Mount Vernon volleyball matches. So
we've talked about all the conference shakeup.
Yeah.
From my sources, they've been begging to get in the Black Diamond for a couple years now because their enrollment. And if you want to be a nerd like I am, go look at enrollments, say 1992, and look at them today. Some of these schools, like literally, they've been cut into 200-300 less. Even like a Fairfield was 600, 620, and now they're 400.
Oh yeah, and I like to look at the fall of say Olney.
Yeah,
Olney was a significant AA school, and then the only reason they're even sniffing 3A now, which I think they're back in 3A after the enrollments were redone this week, is because Noble was added to them. Effingham was going to drop down to 2A. They're back in 3A. Again, some kids were hidden. People didn't count right. Those sorts of things. Not really sure what went down, but it's the world we live in, and so those two schools will be 3A now. They were projected to be 2A, but they'll stay 3A. But probably none bigger for us locally than maybe the Centralia athletic programs or Centralia enrollment. A solid AA, now 3A, and they're projected to be 2A at some point, probably in the next decade. And in addition to football, I'm sure that factored into the decision to go to the Cahokia Conference.
It did. It certainly did. And I know people just think about the basketball rivalry, and on the level of that was way down the list of factors. And whether we like it or we don't, it's just how it is.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's kind of where that is. And we'll have the warm-up clock coming, too. It's been a very long halftime show. About 20 minutes, I believe, is what they put on the clock with everybody coming. So we'll have the 3-minute warm-up clock yet. There's still about 4 on the clock now. So we have plenty to talk about and plenty to keep you going here at halftime. It's the Huey Funeral Home halftime show. In addition to at-need arrangements, Huey Funeral Home in Mount Vernon offers families the opportunity to make funeral plans in advance, which offers comfort and peace of mind when that time comes. 618-242-3348 or online at hueyfh.com. So when you pass on, perhaps the greatest gift you can give is not making your family worry about that.
And I know we've been on a big enrollments dropping in this. El Dorado and Hamilton County, they're probably a year or two, because they're doing, especially in basketball, every year they're doing cycles. They could be 1A in basketball very easily here in the next couple years. So it's just a demographic. Illinois as a whole is losing population, but the rural areas certainly are all dropping.
How about the Lawrenceville Indians being 1A?
Yeah.
How about that?
I mean, that wasn't there. Ain't that an oil refinery town? Or there's stuff up there that businesses died out. If there's no jobs, you're not going to have growth.
Yeah, because, I mean, there's been people clamoring for, like, a Lawrence County school with Red Hill and Lawrenceville and just calling them the Shells. You know, similar to Roxana or something oil-based. And Oilers, actually, is what it is.
Yeah.
Hello. Shells is Roxana already, so you can't do that. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be something that I still think we'll see a couple more major moves before things die down, and then I think you'll see a lot of moves if they ever go districts or something to figure out football. I know at one point, preliminary, not investigation, not preliminary plans, but just I think people in terms of trying to come up with a proposal for football advisory with the IHSA have been looking into adding another round to the playoffs that would actually double your teams.
Would that shorten the schedule by one game in the regular season?
I think they were potentially talking about starting a week earlier, since so many are doing week 0 scrimmages anyway, but I don't know. I didn't get a firm grasp on what that plan is, but I assume they're going to put 3 extra minutes on the clock. I'm going to sneak out for our last break. If we don't have the 3 minutes, we'll have the second half. If we do have 3 minutes, then you'll come back and you'll hear us talk for 3 minutes. Here at halftime, Waterloo 20, Mount Vernon 17. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
They're finally here. Munkin Toyota in Mount Vernon just received brand new 2025 Toyota Sequoias, and they're worth the wait. Hi, this is Presley Marlowe. Check out the Sequoia Limited 4-wheel drive in stunning ice cap and the rugged Sequoia TRD Pro 4-wheel drive in magnetic gray, both powered by the iForce Max twin-turbo V6 hybrid. And don't forget, every new Toyota at Munkin comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit us in person or online at munkintoyotamountvernon.com today.
Chris with Bean Insurance Agency. We've been serving the listening area for over 20 years. Our office has a combined experience of over 75 years of insurance knowledge. We have multiple companies to choose from, so you get a great rate, and we strive to provide the best customer service around. This combination has won Bean Insurance Agency multiple awards over the last 20 years. Call today and find out for yourself at 618-242-6017 or stop by 1310 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois.
DollarSavingDeals.com is the Heartland Savings Superstore. Save up to half price on certificates to local businesses at DollarSavingDeals.com.
In Southern Illinois, check out the deals from Denim & Grace Boutique, Benton, Janko's of Marion and Carbondale, Guyette Sports Academy, Centralia, and Stonewater Restaurant, Centralia.
If you're in Mount Vernon, Centralia, Salem, Nashville, Marion, Cape, Sykeston, Paducah, or anywhere in between, get to DollarSavingDeals.com or look for us on the Big Deals app.
Watch the Rams in stunning high definition on the free Section 618 app, powered by Paul Shields Allstate Insurance. Now, back to Rams football.
AM 940, 96.5 FM. You're watching live on the WMIX Sports YouTube channel. Chris Hugo, Hank Evans alongside here in Waterloo. From the Orthopedic Center broadcast booth for your Huey Funeral Home halftime show, the Rams trail Waterloo 20-17. And we talked about the first half at length. But it is what it is, and now, Waterloo will start with the football in the second half, barring anything strange, like somebody giving up the second half coin toss, which doesn't exist, but we know people have done it before at the college level.
I know a guy did it.
We know a guy. So barring anything strange like that, it'll be Waterloo football.
But Waterloo did not make that mistake. They will get the ball, and other than the turnover, Waterloo did have a fumble. Mount Vernon hasn't been able to stop them. They have not punted. And at the end of the half, they just ran out of time, and that was some clock errors going on there, and not sure what happened. But
well, I know one of the clocks completely stopped, and it looks like they've been able to reconnect those servers, if you will. Yeah. And then it happens.
There was a lot of commotion in the press box, I can tell you.
Oh,
that.
yeah, and I'm not saying a thing because I know the issues I had before the game and at the beginning of the game, so I don't wish any of that on anybody ever, and it's just – it's the world we live in.
But,
the world we live in right now is 2 minutes ago before the start of the second half.
Just like Ming said in this interview, Mount Vernon's got to tackle better. They're just not they're not getting any stops. So
you got to have cool heads too. Yeah. And trust me, I get it. I don't always have the coolest myself, but you just can't be that big. I mean, I've been a mental midget on the golf course, so I get it. But you just have to keep your head in the game and not lose your cool.
Yeah, and it's a 3-point game, and sometimes we talk like it's a blowout. It's not. Mount Vernon was controlling the game the first couple minutes. Been all Waterloo as far as the pace of the game.
Well, since we've been at halftime, they've played a full quarter, Cesar and Flora. It's still the same score. Flora 28, Cesar 14. That's after 3.
Yeah, we're going to be the only show here in about 40 minutes. It's been a long night already.
We'll back road home and get home faster than we would if we took the main roads, and it'll be all good. So
if you ever want to get to Waterloo from Mount Vernon, Hugo's your guy. About an hour and 15, he can get you there.
I'll tell you, actually told me about that route.
And that's speed limit driving.
It is. CJ Cruiser one time. The Bulldogs came to Mount Vernon in the old Shagnon and mentioned he went through Hecker and took 15 like back in the old days, and I didn't know what that meant at the time. And then one time DC and I believe took it over here for baseball, and I hate going 2-lane highways, but you know what? I've learned that sometimes they get you there faster.
Definitely a straighter shot. Now once you start cutting corn and beans, that might be a little dicey, but
we're talking about some sort of southwestern Illinois connector. Will Stevens, mayor of Murfreesboro, is leading the charge behind that because my small part was connecting him with the Cardinals, oddly enough, and so they're behind it, and a bunch of people are behind it, which I don't know environmentally what that would mean or economically what it would mean for the interstates and us and things like that. But
it's much needed, I think.
I'm still an interstate from Paducah to Cape guy. Or let's make like a 157 from Mount Vernon to Cape, but obviously that's just purely for selfish reasons. So there we go. All right, I think we're going to have football. And so for the Rams here, I just think, those keys to the game from first half are still important here in the second. You have to get a stop here. You have to tackle. You have to keep your proverbial stuff together.
I mean, Mount Vernon just hasn't had the ball, and then when they have, there was that one turnover, the bad snap. There's been 2 bad snaps. They recovered 1, but they have to clean that up and somehow, some way, get off the field on defense, which easy from up here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was easy for us to say up here, like, hey, this stop and play, this delay is going to won't be good for the Rams.
They look a little undersized from up here.
So we await the second half kickoff. Truman Carnine will handle that as they have Sales and Mathenia back to return.
That'll be through the end zone.
Yep. And I'm also a believer that if you kick it through the uprights on the kickoff, you should get a point.
How about it?
So that won't happen here as it went left of the goalpost, but it's third quarter time. It'll be 1st and 10 for Waterloo from their own 20-yard line. Chris Hugo, Hank Evans alongside. All the action tonight is presented by People's National Bank. You're never far away from a People's National Bank ATM. Find those locations at peoplesnationalbank.com. PNB. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All save spot the treble. People need Bernard. We get it. That message will be coming in anytime. Yeah. So there we go. 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs. And
There's again, more than one spot in this town. You know
we've learned that. There are plenty. And you may be wondering why. Why aren't we focusing on football? Because it takes forever for them to get off of the sidelines.
So. There's just not been a lot of football.
No, there really hasn't.
I mean, we've had a lot of.
Lindhorst under center, and he'll hand off, inside handoff, and that's going to be maybe 1 or 2. maybe even a no gain, depending upon the spot. That's going to be a great tackle there. I thought maybe that was Witt in there, Titan Whitfield, number 34, but I didn't get a great look at the number. It was actually Exodus Thomas. My apologies, X.
Looks like they gave him maybe one.
Okay. For Sales, I believe. Or was it Mathenia? It was Mathenia.
Mathenia?
Yeah, I thought that's what I heard over the PA. So 11:30 left, third quarter, 2017 ball game. We're in the Orthopedic Center broadcast booth. Orthopedic Express Care open at the Orthopedic Center in Mount Vernon, 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. Walk on in. Pitch coming to the near side. This is Mathenia, and he is a beast. Getting to the near the 30-yard line. Flag in the backfield as he's pushed out at about the 35.
Should be on Waterloo coming back.
Indeed it is. So that'll be a hold. That'll be a gift. That'll erase a first down. And that'll make it second down and a little bit longer here for the Bulldogs as Jay Sean Staples is going to talk to the White Hat. Interesting.
In high school, there's spot fouls.
So that'll push it back a little bit. Allow me to tell you. Well, not now. I squandered that opportunity. 11:09 left, third quarter. Second and 19 for the Bulldogs now from their own 11-yard line. As we drop below the 11-minute mark, and they're content to use as much play clock as they possibly can. Don't blame them. I've seen this at play before.
Yes, they have a plan. This was their plan last year.
Oh.
I don't think their plan was to get down 14-0, but.
And just like that, wouldn't you know it, timeout, Bulldogs. This timeout is presented by SSM Health. With over 100 local providers, SSM Health is leading the way in advanced health care. They do it right here in the King City at Good Samaritan Hospital. 20-17, Rams trailing. Bulldogs with the football and the advantage with 10:46 to play in the third. They'll have second and 19 coming out of the timeout from their own 11.
Deep in their own territory, this is an opportunity for the Mount Vernon defense. They need to make a play right here.
Let's do it. Let's see that play.
Waterloo burns their first time out, which is kind of an odd time to do it. Must have been some miscommunication.
All right.
That scoreboard's wrong. It's 2nd and 14. They're at the 16-yard line.
Oh, okay. 2nd and 14 it is. 10:46 to play. Third quarter. Under center for the quarterback, Lindhorst. He will hand off. It's going to be Sales, and he's going to break for it on the near side. 30-35 as he escapes the dive of JP, and that's going to be about...
I got 19.
I was thinking 19 or 21. I was trying to determine the exact number. So 19 works. So 1st and 10 now as that'll move the chains. 1st and 10 from the 36 with 10:28 left in the third quarter. What a move there by Sales.
That's just another big chunk play. We've seen Waterloo over and over again get the 12, 15, 18-yard chunks on their runs.
And from under center, it's going to be a handoff again. Sales out of a diamond set and might get back to the LOS, the line of scrimmage. Not much more. Pushed back by a wall of Rams. This may be a slight loss, or they might just call it good with a no gain with 9:53 left in the third. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Good job by the Rams to close up those gaps. Seal them off.
As it looks like Waterloo's content to let the play clock run, probably under 15 for sure, maybe even under 10.
And, I mean, that's a great game plan.
Shorten the game.
Without a doubt. Michael Croce and Edward Jones. This is the one you can trust with your investments. Serving Mount Vernon for almost 2 decades, Michael Croce is the one to help you invest with Edward Jones, as we'll have a quick carry here up left side. Trying to slip to the outside, getting to the 40 for a gain of 5, it looks like, for Derez Sales. Oh, gain of 4, my apologies. Thought he got to the 40, he did not. Down at 39. Thomas on the tackle for the Rams. We drop below the 9-minute mark here. 2017 Bulldogs. They have the football and a 3rd and 6.
45-yard line is the yard to gain.
Richard will be split off to the right side. Quarterback will be under center. Lindhorst. Pitch coming to the right for Mathenia. They will give chase, try to go at him at the feet, miss that tackle, and now he'll cut back inside Mount Vernon territory. 45-40 down to about they're going to say right at the 40. And that's going to be about 25 on the ground. Hopefully my math works.
I got 21.
Close enough. That's what we call on the fly math. 8:25 left. Another first down for Waterloo. They lead 20-17. We're in the third quarter here from Monroe County, and now on the near hash spot. Lindhorst still the quarterback, and with his three-headed monster in the backfield goes Mathenia. Rams are quick to close those gaps and gets maybe 3 on the play going up the right. 2nd and 7 or so. As we'll drop below the 8-minute mark. Scoreboard updates tonight and all year long. Presented by Tony Wilt, your State Farm agent in Mount Vernon, serving the King City for over 15 years. Visit TonyWilt.com to contact your good neighbor State Farm agent, Tony Wilt.
Centralia's put the running clock on Salem, 42-0.
So the Arphans will be 1-0. Down, set, in motion Sales. Oh. Just gives him more effort to run, and he'll go to the right here off of the handoff. First down and more as he'll roll down to about the 21. Yep, they'll give him to the 21. That's going to be, what, about 19?
Yeah, this is bully ball right now for Waterloo. They are lining 3 tight ends, 2 backs, and they're just shoving it down Mount Vernon's throat right now.
It's hoping for a few strong efforts to make contenders for the Josh Finley Country Financial Ram of the Week Award. Let Josh Finley with Country Financial help you achieve your financial future. Call 618-242-4024. Visit Josh Finley at countryfinancial.com. 6:56 to play, third quarter, 20-17. 1st and 10 Bulldogs from the 21. Another handoff, Sales. He's going to get inside the 10 near sideline. Ooh, but pulled out of bounds by Peterson, it looks like, at about the 9, maybe 8. Either way, it should be just enough for a first down. About 10.5, 11. It'll be 1st and goal. They give him 12, okay. 1st and goal now from the 8-yard line here. The ball is on the near hash, and if you're the Rams, you wanted to avoid this particular moment right now. 1st and goal, inside the 8, 6:23 to play, third quarter, 20-17, down 3 are the Rams. Lindhorst, the quarterback, under center. Going to stymie Mathenia in motion. He'll try to stretch this to the left side. Has some real estate toward the far corner. Gets a nice screen and into the end zone. 8-yard touchdown run for Jackson Mathenia, and that'll put the Bulldogs up 26-17.
That's another case of poor tackling by Mount Vernon. They had a chance to wrap him up. Short gain. Did not do it.
So Mathenia gets on the board as he dials up 6 a second time tonight. This time from 8 yards. They missed a point after earlier.
Burns,
they're not going for 2.
Burns half the quarter.
Boy, they killed clock.
Yeah. 80-yard drive, 5 minutes, 54 seconds.
I say they either snuck in or that missed outside. That was close.
Since that early 14-0 lead, Waterloo's outscored Mount Vernon 27-3 as they lead at 27-17.
And we are roughly halfway through this third quarter. It's all presented by People's National Bank. Bank with confidence at PNB. With a range of services and dedicated support, they're here to help you every step of the way. Learn more at peoplesnationalbank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. 6:06 left, third quarter, 27-17 Waterloo.
They ran the same formation, same play 5 times in a row. They had 2-3 tight ends or 2 backs, and we're bigger, stronger, and we got more guys than you can cover blocking.
Sure, here it is. Stop it.
Yep.
And they did not.
No.
27-17 as the Rams look for the ball. Have to avoid trickery here.
I got Waterloo with about 258 yards rushing offense. 80 on that drive, all on the ground. Pretty much the same play, at least the last 4 or 5 plays.
Now after 3, Tony Wilt State Farm scoreboard, Benton leads Heron 56-0.
Yeah, Heron, that's a football program that they were very good for a long time, and now they're on their 3rd coach, I think, in 3 different years.
Yep, onside kick, and Rams will dive forward. They touch it, but it looks like they give it right up to the Bulldogs. On that one, it looks like they panicked because they what they did was lean forward before it got to them, and when they touched it, that meant that Waterloo could go grab it. If they would have just waited a little bit and corralled it, but instead they give it right back to the Bulldogs, and that's going to be an unfortunate Mount Vernon mental mistake.
That's a disaster is what that is.
That's a lot of things.
And this could be the football game right here if Mount Vernon can't somehow, some way stop this Waterloo rushing attack. I got a feeling I know where this ball's going.
Oh. As it should.
It don't take rocket science.
Carterville leads Marion 21-14 after 3.
Same formation.
Yep, they're going to make them stop it. And this time it's going to be Sales again on the carry. Oh, he's pulled down by a horse collar, but no flag yet. And it's going to be a tackle for no gain or loss, if that. But I don't know how they missed that. And I'm not ripping on the officiating. I mean, but that's very much what it appeared to be from here, so maybe it wasn't.
It's like there's going to be no gain.
Okay, no gain for Sales, but
I'm fortunate.
Very much so. I would have guessed that would have been a penalty, but I'm up here.
As a play clock, watch the play clock. It's winding 14-13 there, and no hurry, nor should they be.
Same formation again with the quarterback under center. Nice handoff to the right back, and this is going to go up for a first down run through traffic up the hash. And that was a no-look handoff to Caleb Osterhag, and 10 yards for the first down. Thomas with the tackle that guy just bulldozed his way through everybody.
How many yards you give him on that?
About 11. Okay, they gave him 10. No home cooking on that, I guess. But I thought it was 11.
My question, I seen a lineman about 30 yards downfield, and I had to get my rule book.
4:39 remaining third quarter, 1st and 10 for Waterloo. They are at the Mount Vernon 36 on the near hash. Again, same formation, except they'll split off left, and that'll be Jaden Kelly. Mathenia in motion, all for Osterhag, as he will get, I don't know, if this were a dirt field, it'd be about 4 yards in a cloud of dirt. So that's just 4 yards and a cloud of rubber pellets. With 4:13 left, third quarter, 27-17. It'll be second and about 5.5 here for the Bulldogs for their next first down. Same formation this time. The target's on the right. Theobald, they're not going to throw it. And it'll be end around coming right side. Ooh, Sales slips a tackle.
Move.
15. Down to the 10 as he shakes another tackle. Another tackle inside the 5. Brought down at about the 2 as he shook about 5 tackles on his way to the 2-yard line. Oh, 34-yard run for Derez Sales sets him up first and goal.
I've got Sales pushing 150 yards rushing. What a move.
And he's earned it.
And in fairness, this Mount Vernon defense has been on the field ever since the about 4-minute mark of the first quarter.
So first and goal for Waterloo. 3:28 left in the third quarter. It's been all Bulldogs since it was 14 all. Same formation and the step back and give to Sales. He will go into the end zone. Just followed the tackle in. 33-17. Oh, boy. All that time.
That's the third score for Sales on the night.
Making a case for your Mount Vernon Culver's star of the game.
And
I will say that.
He had 23 touchdowns last year. He probably, if I was guessing, one of the better backs they've had over here at Waterloo.
3:13 left in the third, and that one. It is through. Okay, my bad. I'm not going to lie. I would demolish a Culver's Butter Burger and some cheese curds right now at your Mount Vernon Culver's. 34-17 after the PAT is good. Bulldogs doubling up the Rams now. 3:13 to play, third quarter. We're glad to have you. WMIX here on AM 940. Oh, it is Pap the hour. WMIX Mount Vernon. Let's just get that out of the way.
Since Mount Vernon led 14-0, they've had a turnover, lost 2 onside kicks. And that's been that's it. I mean, they have not had the ball.
Hard to believe that was the oh, no, it wasn't. It was the second score of the quarter. My bad, Walgreens Distribution Center. Excellent benefits package, competitive pay, on-site health clinic, 401k, and also newly added performance bonuses. Walgreens is an equal opportunity employer as we get yet another SI Tile and Carpet Supply touchdown. 3:13 left, third quarter, 34-17 Bulldogs, and maybe the Rams this time will sniff out a potential onside kick, although this is the time you kick it deep.
Got a little upset brewing. Carlisle, 21-14 over Nashville, late third quarter.
So the Rams will send some hands up front. Now's the time to kick it deep if you're Waterloo, with just Staples back there. But maybe not. Let's see how this plays out. Just pooch it over the top, everybody. He'll take some hops. He'll take a hop off a Ram leg, actually, past the 35. We have a push from behind. That's going to be a flag.
I think that'll be on Waterloo.
Yeah. As somebody went flying from the 27 to the 22.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we don't get a sideline warning, too. Yeah. They are absent a get-back guy.
To give the Rams good field position. They need to score and probably score in a hurry.
So that'll take them from back to front.
As we're the 3:13 mark of the third quarter, this will be the Rams' first play from scrimmage on offense.
From the 22 to the 37-yard line, still in Mount Vernon territory. Ball on the near hash with 3:13 left, third quarter. 34-17, Bulldogs on top. Rams hoping to get a drive going here with Castman, Hughes, Disrow Jr., CJ. Quarterback out of the gun. Everybody's bunched up left. We'll have Staples in motion from the slot, and it'll be a handoff going to Zay Nesbitt, who is tackled for a quarter-yard loss. Not a bad move for Zay, not a bad game plan. Just Waterloo saw it coming, and they closed that gap in a hurry. 2:52 left, third quarter, still 34-17. For the Rams, it'll be second and 10 1/4. Mast will be split left. Nesbitt will be back on the right. Staples in the backfield with Hughes Disrow. And looking for Nesbitt up the right side, but a little overthrown. He's got an arm, though.
Yeah, he's going to have to dial it back just a hair, overthrow. And again, this is not Mount Vernon's game. You get behind. They're not going to pass their way back into this thing.
Incomplete pass will stop the clock with 2:33 left. It'll still be third and 10 1/4.
And it's probably 4-down territory, so pick up 6-7 yards and take your chances.
Same formation with Staples on the right. Oh, no, it's not, because Nesbitt's now on the left. He's in that left slot with Mass split off to the left side. Out of the gun for Hughes Disrow with 2:33 left, third quarter, third down and 10. Trying to get a hard count here and get Waterloo to jump. High snap, no problem. Runs into traffic, going to have to escape and try to make a run for it, and it'll be a jersey tackle for a sack to the outside the hash. So fourth down for the Rams and a loss of yardage. Will take them to the 34 as Mathenia comes up with a big tackle for loss.
We've said his name a lot tonight.
Definitely playmaking ability, both sides of the football.
.6'1", 200-pound. He's only a junior.
And We're going to drop below the 2-minute mark here. Appreciate Paul Shields, your Allstate insurance agent for the video streaming tonight. Call for a quote, 618-241-0551. Auto, home, business, life, renters, even your boat or ATV, Paul has or will get you covered. The Rams will punt from 4th and 15. There's a whistle. Far sidelines where I thought I heard it from.
Christopher leading El Dorado in the fourth quarter, and I don't think they've won a game for quite a while. It's Mike Rude back in coaching. He's a lifer.
Last time they made the playoffs was, I think, 2008 with my boy Nick Betts, head coach of the Bearcats. Asked him if he was tuned in tonight. Said nope, he's watching the new King of the Hill. 34-17 with a minute 30 left. The Rams will punt it off. And take a Ram bounce. Now a Waterloo bounce. That's how it goes. Somebody stocked up on Pro V1Xs.
Yeah.
And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at about the 34-5-3. Dancing out there with the football. 1st and 10 Bulldogs, minute 21 left in the third. Rams defense needs to come up with a turnover here because they're going to need enough clock to where it's going to be awfully difficult. Awfully difficult.
It's not all on the defense. Special teams hasn't helped out at all. That was a matchup Mount Vernon had to win, and they've gotten smoked on special teams.
Rams will call a timeout here, presented by SSM Health. Stand for the gold seal of approval for quality. Choose SSM Health for your care. SSM Health, Good Samaritan Hospital in Mount Vernon sponsors this Ram timeout with a minute 21 remaining third quarter, 34-17. Looking good for the orange and black, at least the ones from Jefferson County.
And this is where your lack of depth really comes into play. I mean, you'd like to give a couple of these, especially these defensive linemen, you'd like to give them a blow, but you just don't have anybody to really sub in there.
Oh, boy. Benton beats Heron tonight, 69-0.
Oh, boy. I know Benton's projected to be very good, but it's going to be a long year for the Heron Tigers.
.121 left, third quarter. 34-17 Waterloo. They have the football. 1st and 10 between the hashes in their own territory. The spot is actually on the 33. So 33 spot with a 121 left in the third. Under center, the quarterback with the target left, split left. Ooh. In motion, the running back, and now that'll lead a charge forward for about 9 yards. Just went right at the line and pushed him back. They'll probably give him about 7, actually, as that is Sales on the carry. It's going to be a good spot.
Gave him 9.
Okay. Oh, no, they gave him the full Monty. 51 seconds left, third quarter, 34-17 Bulldogs. Casa Raya has authentic Mexican cuisine like no other. Each dish made with love and passion. And, of course, they are easy to find at 3106 Broadway in Mount Vernon. We'll split right, put Mathenia in motion, and that's who's going to get it. He'll just cut right up the middle, go off tackle left, and as it gets to the far hash, pulled down at about the 48 for a gain of 4, if that's the spot. And 19 seconds left here in the quarter.
Yeah, it'll be the last play.
They're going to give him more.
I'll give him 5. And I've got 2 Waterloo running backs over 100 yards.
That'll help. That helps your effort when you're wanting to win, for sure. All right, that'll take us to the end of the third quarter, and after 3, it is Waterloo 34, Mount Vernon 17. We'll take a break, come back in the fourth quarter. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports, powered by People's National Bank.
Looking for convenient banking with a local touch? Welcome to People's National Bank. With their easy-to-use services and friendly bankers, they're here to make your banking entire experience smooth and personalized. From checking accounts to mortgages and agriculture loans and more, they're always here for you. Experience the difference with People's National Bank, where convenience meets community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you are injured or in pain, the last thing you want to do is wait in the ER. For those times, you don't necessarily need the emergency room. Come to Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Ortho Express, open Monday through Friday from 8 until 4 at 4121 Veterans Memorial Drive in Mount Vernon. Get highly trained physician assistants and nurse practitioners providing the care you need quickly and with savings of up to 80% compared to the ER. Call the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois at 618-242-3778 or visit them online at orthocenter-si.com.
Back to Mount Vernon Rams football, powered by People's National Bank.
Here in Waterloo, the Rams trailing the Bulldogs as we head to the fourth quarter. It is Waterloo 34, Mount Vernon 17. Still Bulldog football, 2nd and 5 from the 49 in their own territory, as that was a fake handoff, and it ends up going to Osterhage again. The Rams bit for it earlier, but they swallowed that one up. Good play by them because I was following Sales.
Yeah.
There's a fake handoff to Sales and just the handoff with the opposite hand to Osterhage.
And I had the Rams running 3 plays from scrimmage, I believe, in that third quarter, lasting about 45 seconds. Waterloo held the ball the rest of the time.
Mount Vernon Wind Supply stocks driveway culverts, and they even offer delivery straight to your job site or home. 618-244-3100. Mount Vernon Wind Supply, new Rams sponsor. 34-17 score. Rams, actually the Bulldogs doubling up the Rams, and we'll have a Ram jump offside encroachment is what we'll have there for a 5-yard penalty, and that should be 1st and 10. So there's the gift of a first down, the gift that keeps on giving, the old penalty flag with 11:15 left. They'll wind that clock, 34-17 Bulldogs, and now they can just keep on eating. If you're looking for a bank that truly cares, People's National Bank offers exceptional customer service and innovative solutions. Discover more at peoplesnationalbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Under center, Lindhorst, handoff. Mathenia, of course, ends up near the hash, inside the 40, trying to fight for the 35. And he might be shy of a first down, but I'll tell you what, that 9-yard scamper is going to put him dangerously close.
I'll tell you what, I'm just looking at some of these Waterloo linemen. They've been running the pulling guard there, Bryce Aherns, 6'1", 300. I mean, they're just bigger up front, and it's really wore down this Mount Vernon front.
And we have a Ram down on the field. Hopefully okay. Hopefully just a cramp or something to that effect. It's hot. Hotter than I thought it'd be.
Yeah.
I wore jeans, and I regret it.
Yeah.
Also didn't want to wear shorts to the office today, and I probably shouldn't have worn jeans either, but here nor there.
We'll be in the 40s next week is the word.
Boy. The Rams will head to Carbondale for South 7 football next Friday night. We'll have it for you here, 6:30 pregame or so. You can watch it live on the WMIX Sports YouTube. We'll have it for you on AM 940 and 96.5 FM. No clap for the Ram.
It's Tylen Davis, and he looks like he's all right. And you may be right. It may have been a...
Hopefully that's all it is. Get him a banana and some Gatorade.
Yeah.
At least that's what they did back in the 80s.
Is Carbondale, is that a Friday, Murfreesboro, is that a Friday night or a Saturday? I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen anything on it. I wonder if it's tomorrow night.
And that was one of those games on the schedule. I just felt like Mount Vernon's probably going to need to get a win.
Mm-hmm. Still tending to some Rams on the field here.
You got gentlemen taking shots at your golf game from Waterloo, Iowa.
Ooh.
It's tough.
I buy mine used. It's fine. 34-17. Right now, Bulldogs doubling up the Rams with 10:30 to play. About 2nd and 1 here from the Mount Vernon 36. I mean, everything about this is a snail's pace.
This is their game. I mean,
and I understand injured Ram on the field, all that. Just Everything feels pokey.
Yeah, it got bogged down about 4:36 mark of the first quarter.
Field ball to the outside now for the Bulldogs. Sales in motion. He'll get the handoff. Stretch play here. First down, then some. Stays in bounds. Most importantly for Waterloo, they say wind that clock as he gets a gain of 4. Derez Sales again.
I got him for about 163 yards, 18 carries.
We'll look for your Mount Vernon Culver's player of the game in our Biltmore Buildings postgame show. Of course, your Mount Vernon Culver's now hiring. Starting pay is $16 an hour. Join the Blue Crew. Go to culvers.jobs, search for Mount Vernon, Illinois, or apply in person. Veterans and 42nd. We'll drop below the 9:30 mark here. 1st and 10 from the Mount Vernon 33-yard line. Ball is on the far hash. Matheny will be the outside back. Lindhorst under center. Left back here is Sales. That's going to be a pitch to the near side.
Same formation.
And Matheny might actually... Nope. I'm going to say might have to settle for about 3 here, but actually gets about 5 or 6. It's that extra effort that gets him every time. So Thomas will get the tackle there, and it'll be second at about 4 here for the Bulldogs. They just switched sides on the hash spot. 28-yard line now with 8:48 left. Biltmore Buildings post-game show. Biltmore Buildings builds it better from the ground up. We'll have your final stats, get you a final scoreboard update, get you final everything coming up after the game. Doesn't look like the Rams are going to have enough time to get that comeback win. But it ain't over yet. Don't go anywhere. Fake pitch, going to be an inside handoff. Nice play there, and it's going to equal running room for the back as he'll get down to the 20-yard line. It was Matheny. I was going to say, it didn't look like 16, but I guess it was. And he'll get enough for the first down, about 5 yards. And guess what? The clock continues to run. 8 minutes left. Just a great game plan, great execution by the Waterloo Bulldogs.
And, they were 8-1 regular season last year doing this same style of play, and it's going to work this year most likely.
$7:40 left, fourth quarter, 34-17 ball game. Oh. Trying to go inside with a little juke and jive there by number 11, Caleb Osterhag.
And just looking at this right tackle for Waterloo, Hank Bivens, 6 foot 315. I mean, they've got their tackles are just humongous.
So we'll drop below 7:10 here on 2nd and 8 here for the Bulldogs. Ball is on the 20-yard line with 7 minutes to play. Under center now, the quarterback Lindhorst, and it's going to be a handoff, and there's room to run for Sales. Slips, makes a man slip as he's looking to get inside the 10, dives to the 9. Gain of 11 for Sales on the ground. All right. 6:33 left, fourth quarter. Still 34-17. The Rams trailing here as the Bulldogs doubling them up on the road. First and goal from the 9. Oh, boy.
These stats are starting to get lopsided, to say the least. Waterloo will run that play clock down to about 5.
Trying to figure out who's going to be our Josh Finley Country Financial Ram of the Week. I was hoping to get an idea tonight, but could easily be someone outside of football. As Sales will get the carry, and that's going to be a tackle for loss. I think Staples got him at about the 15. Yep. Tony Welch, your good neighbor State Farm agent. Find him around town in that famous red State Farm Jeep, as we'll get you another scoreboard update before the end of this broadcast.
Got a loss of 6.
Not bad.
The clock winds down about 5.5 minutes and ticking.
Second and goal now from about the 15. Far hash spot. Quarterback's under center, and he'll pitch to the left side. Mathenia. The big bruiser headed toward the near corner of the end zone. He's inside the 5 and pushed out of bounds. Can't quite see who got the final push. In the neighborhood were Hopkins and Kessler.
Give him 12 on the carry. First and goal. Now they had third and goal.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Start out on a 9.
So third and goal from the 3 here for the Waterloo Bulldogs, trying to add to their 34-17 lead with 4:42 left. And don't expect it to happen anytime soon. We're going to have to wait a little bit for this play clock to empty. Now with 5-4, they'll make a move. Under center here, same formation. It's working. Why leave it? And that's going to be Mathenia, and I think they kept him out.
We'll give him 1 on the carry.
That'll bring up 4th down and goal with 4:20 left. Fourth and goal, of course you're going to go for it here. Continue to eat that clock. And the Rams will sniff this one out as they try to go Mathenia one more time, and he'd be pushed back to about the 8. That'll take us to 3:38 mark. It'll be a turnover on down, so the Rams will have it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
And they will have to pass now.
Yep, it could lead to some excitement and some electricity.
Yeah.
Working on getting you some final scores here tonight. We have them rolling in.
Carbondale, first score I've seen, 15-6, third quarter over Murfreesboro. Will be Mount Vernon's opponent next week.
Ram offense on the field, 1st and 10 from their own 9-yard line with 3:38 to play. Back to pass is Hughes Disrow, and it's going to be complete to Mast. For that. Was that for a loss? Yeah. That's a loss of 1. Well, be that as it may. There's a completed pass nonetheless. It'll be...
We'll call it no gain.
Call it no gain. I love it.
We're going to be positive-ish.
2nd and 10 for the Rams here from their own 9-yard line. Staples in the backfield. Mast and Nesbitt are off to the right side here for the Ram quarterback, C.J. Hughes Disrow.
Got to go. Got to hurry.
Get that snap off, and it looks like it's going to be a running play for Staples to the left side, and he will get to the 10, gain of 1. Clock continues to run here. It'll be 3rd down, 2:40 left here in the 4th quarter. Clock continues to run. 3rd and 11 for the Rams is the actual call here. 2:10 left. Play clock at 32. We await the snap. Now's the snap. Here it goes. And it's going to be to the near side on a run, and they will take out the ball carrier hard at about the 10. That was Hopkins getting his first dial up into the night, and that's going to be a loss of 1. Now bring out 4th and forever. Not really. 4th and 11 for the Rams here from the 8.
As we tick under 2 minutes. been a long night in Monroe County.
It has. All right, 34-17 Bulldogs. 4th down and about 11 here for Mount Vernon. Trailing 34-17. They're going to go ahead and punt. I don't blame them.
You're ready.
They'll have a delay of game penalty. Or did we save it with a timeout? Nope, it was a timeout apparently. They're going to wave off that delay of game penalty, and it'll be a timeout presented by SSM Health, Good Samaritan Hospital. Advanced care close to home in the King City.
Well, Mount Vernon's been manhandled tonight. That's really all the expert analysis needed. They're undersized up front. But to be fair, once I count up the plays from scrimmage, it's going to be lopsided. Just Waterloo's executed their game plan to a T. They didn't plan on getting down 14-0, but once they righted the ship, they've certainly controlled the action.
So minute 13 to play here, 34-17 score. And the Bulldogs are going to start 1-0. The Rams are going to start 0-1 here in 2025.
And this season, Mount Vernon just can't afford to make some of the mistakes they made. 2 onside kicks, that had to go the other direction. That was a matchup Mount Vernon had to win. And then 2 bad snaps, that can't happen either.
No, it cannot.
They just don't have the depth to overcome those kind of errors.
So Graver will punt here for the Rams from midway through the end zone. And a fake. It'll be a pass down the left side, and it'll fall incomplete as Mass just couldn't get there in time. It looked like it was well thrown. Nashville's back on top of Carlisle, 28-21 with 4.2 seconds left. But that'll be a turnover on downs. It'll be 1st and goal for the Bulldogs.
And they'll take a knee probably twice, and we'll be out of here.
Yep. Of course, we'll have our Biltmore Buildings post-game show after a quick break. Right now, 1:07 left. We'll see if they put an exclamation mark on it or if they just take a few knees. I have a feeling it'll be the latter. Getting victory formation here, and there's your first knee. Bring up 2nd down. Should just need to take one more. All right, 44 seconds left, 19 on the game clock, or other way around. 40 seconds left on the game clock, 19 on the play clock. Take another knee, and that'll be all she wrote. Your final score will be 34-17 as the Rams come up short here in the opener. We'll take a break, come back with your Biltmore Buildings postgame show here in Waterloo from the Orthopedic Center broadcast booth. Final score, Waterloo 34, Mount Vernon 17. This is Rams basketball powered by People's National Bank. Back after this.
Looking for a bank that fits your lifestyle? Discover People's National Bank, where convenience meets value. With mobile banking services, you can manage your finances anytime, anywhere. Enjoy free checking with no hidden fees, competitive mortgage loans to help you find your dream home, and specialized ag and commercial products to give you an advantage in managing your business. Experience banking made easy and affordable. Visit People's National Bank today and see the difference. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Stop searching for your own insurance. You have too much on your plate. Just one call to Hall Insurance, and they'll find the best coverage for your needs. Whether it's home, auto, renters, boat, motorcycle, your business, whatever you need coverage on, they'll do the work for you. Then call you back with a quote, most times in the same day. Call 618-244-7500 or visit HallInsGroup.com. Hall Insurance Group, your independent insurance agency in Mount Vernon. HallInsGroup.com.
Coming to the Marion Civic Center Saturday, November 8th. It's Commotion. It's Commotion, the ultimate CCR tribute band, bringing the timeless rock and roll of John Fogerty and Creedence Clearwater Revival to life. Get your tickets by calling 618-997-4030 or go to MarionCCC.com. It's Commotion, bringing the timeless rock and roll of John Fogerty and Creedence Clearwater Revival to the Marion Civic Center, Saturday, November 8th. The ultimate CCR tribute band, Commotion. Tickets are on sale now.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The Build More Buildings post-game show starts now.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, and of course the free section618.com mobile app. I'm Chris Hugo with Hank Evans alongside Hammer. The Rams fell tonight 34-17 to the Waterloo Bulldogs, but it was a Waterloo team that just dominated the game from about, a third of the way through, or actually 2/3 of the way through the first quarter. Gosh, I'm rusty. Onward. And so really just dominated all but, 8 minutes.
Great start. Mount Vernon, good speed, couple early touchdowns, created a turnover. They're up 14-0, 2.5 minutes into the game. And then Waterloo, as they did last year, got that ground game going. And they just flat out wore Mount Vernon down. I thought Mount Vernon had to win the battle of special teams, and they were disastrous on special teams. So they never really touched the ball the last 3 quarters. So it's definitely a dominant performance by the Waterloo Bulldogs.
Postgame show is presented by Biltmore Buildings. We appreciate them hopping aboard the Rams train this year on WMIX. Happy to tell you that big builds, small towns. Biltmore Buildings, make it happen. Call 618-732-8704 and get started today. We'll take another break, come back with scoring and stats. Rams fall, first game out of the gate, 34-17 here in Waterloo. This is Rams basketball. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
Ready to build something amazing? Look no further than Biltmore Buildings, Inc. As a proud, locally owned company with over 6,000 successful projects, we're here to serve our community with dedication and integrity. From agricultural structures to automotive shops, workshops, and homes, our skilled team is committed to turning your ideas into a reality. With competitive pricing and a family-supported approach, we put you first. Let's build your future together. Call Biltmore Buildings, Inc. at 618-732-8704.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a lost bee that found my way into your car. And now that I'm in here, good luck getting me out.
I think it's gone. Wait, no, it's in my hair.
And if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage, well, this could be quite a sticky situation. So get Allstate.
Contact your local Allstate agent, Paul Shields, today to see how you can save.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Our local hospitals are the heartbeat of our communities, delivering critical care every hour of every day for everyone, training the next generation of caregivers. Beyond the walls, their benefit to the community is everywhere, driving the local economy and supporting local organizations, initiatives, and neighbors. Illinois Hospitals, healing communities. Learn more at team-iha.org. Sponsored by the Illinois Health and Hospital Association. Aired in cooperation with the Illinois Broadcasters Association and this station.
Follow us on social media at WMIX Sports. This is Mount Vernon Rams football.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, and the free section618.com mobile app tonight. Chris Hugo, Hank Evans alongside. The Mount Vernon Rams fall on the road, week 1. 34-17 is your final score on your Biltmore Buildings postgame show. Let's check out some scoring and stats.
All right, first for Mount Vernon as they fall to 0-1 on the season as they head down to Carbondale in week 2. 170 yards of total offense, and that was negative 13 yards, what I got them for in the second half. I mean, they were just totally manhandled. Didn't really have the ball at all the last 3 quarters. 16 rushes for 143 yards. They were 3 of 8 passing, 27 yards and a touchdown. But individually for Mount Vernon, it was Jay Sean Staples, 6 carries, 28 yards. Chris Rudolph, 4 carries, 90 yards, and a touchdown. Disrow, 4 carries, 25 yards. Nesbitt had a carry, no gain, and Hopkins had a carry, losing 1 yard. Passing, Mount Vernon was forced to throw it more than they wanted to. 3 of 8 passing for a touchdown by Disrow, 27 yards through the air. Jay Sean Staples with a touchdown catch. He had 2 catches, 16 yards. For the Waterloo Bulldogs, as they are 1-0 on the season. 54 carries, 354 yards rushing, 41 through the air, 385 yards total. Excuse me, that's 395. Poor math. Again, that's 54 carries. Mount Vernon only carried it 16 times. This shows the time of possession, how lopsided, and just how much Waterloo held on to the ball. Individual rushing for the Bulldogs, it was Derez Sales. I had him 20 carries, 168 yards, 3 touchdowns. The quarterback, Lindhorst, 6 carries for 17 yards. And Mathenia, 22 carries, 135 yards. It was Nieberge, 3 carries, 31 yards, and Osterhage, 3 carries, 13 yards. They didn't put it through the air very much, 2 of 3 passing for 41 yards. And the catches were the main guys, Mathenia and Sales, each had a catch. It was all Mount Vernon early. As first play from scrimmage, it was Chris Rudolph taking it on the reverse around the left side, 71 yards for a touchdown. Waterloo proceeds to fumble. Mount Vernon recovers, and immediately Disrow to Staples, 35-yard passing TD. All good early for the Rams, 14-0. The game changed. 4:12 in the first quarter. Waterloo goes on a long drive, capped off by Mathenia with a 17-yard rushing TD. A Waterloo player is injured, and about a 20-minute delay, had to get a stretcher out. Seemed like it took all of Mount Vernon's momentum. Once we get back to action, they score on the extra point, 14-7, and then really the game changed. Waterloo catches Mount Vernon sleeping, onside kick. They recover. They immediately score. It's Sales, 4-yard touchdown. Mount Vernon responds with a 29-yard field goal, 9:05 left in the second. But Waterloo caps the first half scoring. It's Sales yet again, 24-yard touchdown, missed PAT, 20-17 at the half. Second half, Waterloo gets the ball, and they never gave it up. They go on a long drive, capped by Mathenia, 8-yard touchdown. Mount Vernon forced to punt, and then it's another long drive. Sales, a 2-yard touchdown, 3:13 left in the third quarter, and that caps the scoring. But Waterloo held the ball the entire second half, and they won going away. Your final score, so Waterloo Bulldogs 34, Mount Vernon Rams 17.
We'll come back after a quick break on this Biltmore Buildings postgame. Get you a final Tony Wilt State Farm scoreboard update, as well as your Mount Vernon Culver's star of the game tonight. Rams fall on the road in Waterloo, 34-17. We'll take a quick break. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports and the Section 618 app.
Elvis Presley Enterprises named him the ultimate Elvis.
And the world's greatest Elvis is Sean Clutch.
Coming to the Marion Civic Center, Saturday, September 20th. Sean Clutch. After watching Sean perform, Elvis's closest friend and road manager Joe Esposito said,
It gives me goosebumps and it gives me flashbacks.
"This is the closest thing to seeing the King live in concert."
That's the wonder of you.
And a very special guest, Moses Snow, portraying the young Elvis.
Going through a party in the county jail. The prison bounced and they began to wait.
Saturday, September 20th. It's Sean Clutch and Moses Snow in the ultimate tribute to the King. For tickets, call 618-997-4030 or go to MarionCCC.com.
To everyone who's hungry for something special,
Culver's is the place for us. Hi, what can I make fresh for you today? It's nice being greeted by people who are glad to see you. And I appreciate that they use real ingredients like fresh beef and Wisconsin cheese.
Hey, Mount Vernon.
Let us serve you a handcrafted Wisconsin favorite. Every juicy butter burger with fresh, never frozen beef, scoop of creamy, fresh frozen custard, and real Wisconsin cheese curd is made with love and served with a smile. Welcome to Delicious.
It's our pleasure.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The Mount Vernon Culver's star of the game is next.
Back on AM 940, 96.5 FM, and the free section618.com mobile app tonight. Mount Vernon Rams fall at Waterloo, 34-17, the final score. Chris Hugo, Hank Evans alongside for this Biltmore Buildings postgame show with your Mount Vernon Culver's player of the game. Who we got?
I'm going to go Jackson Matheny. I thought, especially in the first half, when Waterloo really, second quarter especially, when they took over the game, I thought it was his big bruising style of play that really wore the Mount Vernon defense down. And then the third quarter, you saw give it to the speedier Sales to finish the job. So I'm going to go Matheny.
There we go. Player of the game presented by Mount Vernon Culver. Stop by for a big juicy butterburger, cheese curds, pretzel bites, or a delicious frozen custard. Veterans and 42nd Street in Mount Vernon. Of course, as the Rams fall tonight, 34-17. Taking a look at scores from around the area. Carterville has the football 4th and 10, leading Marion 35-34 with 33 seconds remaining. Centralia beat Salem 42-zip. Pinckneyville beat Redbud 22-6. Benton blanked Heron 69-0. Johnston City was a 46-8 winner over Carmi White County. Last result I got from Flora SVW was Flora doubling up Cessarville-Waltonville after 3, 28-14. 6:49 to play. Sparta leads Madison 40-26. I had a Fairfield Edwards County update. I want to say it wasn't as close as it was. I need to get that one again. I just forgot to write it down. CZR beat El Dorado. They stopped that winless streak.
First win in 3 years, by the way.
35-30 the final on that one.
And then Mount Vernon will be playing a 1-0 Carbondale team as they win a big game against Murfreesboro. Rivalry there, 21-13.
Nice. Let's see. Red Hill beats Hamco 23-14. Unity was up over Rantoul 48-0. I didn't get a final there. O'Fallon beats Triad 24-8. DuQuoin, a scoregami tonight for them. They beat Mount Carmel 48-19. Last check, Westland and Marshall were tied at 28 in the fourth. Columbia escapes with a 23-22 win over Mater Dei. Nashville comes from behind to beat Carlisle 28-21. Bree Central hangs on against Effingham 42-7. Belleville East all over Collinsville 40-6. Belleville West beats Mascoutah 40-21. Freeburg beats DeSoto, Missouri 30-14. Altoff, future Ram opponent week 5, beats Alton 34-13. Do you have any others?
No. Is that Marion game over yet?
That's one I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
I don't have it yet. Oh, it is a final. Flora beats Cessarville-Waltonville 28-14. And then after 3, it was Fairfield leading Edwards County 26-19. So they did add a score in the third. It was 20-19 Fairfield at the half. Any of those scores surprise you week 1? This one does. I wasn't expecting 34-17 here. I will say that.
Certainly CZR, good for them to get a win after 3 years. And then probably the Fairfield game being closer than I anticipated. And maybe even Carbondale. I thought maybe they'd be down a little. Maybe they are, but Murfreesboro, pretty good program.
A couple of quick updates. Carterville does hang on to beat Marion 35-34. And with 3:28 left in the fourth, Fairfield leads Edwards County 38-33.
Wow.
So that's going to be a wrap on our Tony Wilds State Farm scoreboard update tonight. Tony Wilds, your State Farm agent for over 15 years in Mount Vernon. Look for that red State Farm Jeep around town and see how you can get to a better state with State Farm. And, you know, tonight we appreciate you hanging with us tonight, especially on the WMIX Sports YouTube. We still have no idea what on earth was wrong. We just know it became correct, and we're glad to have had you tonight. Hope you'll stick with us Friday night as the Rams travel to Carbondale. 6:30 will be your pregame or such. 7 o'clock will be your opening kickoff from Blyer Field. Roger Price will have the call along with Hank Evans. The rest of the crew will be there as well. But the Rams, unfortunately, start 0-1 to their season here in 2025. Hammer, any final thoughts?
Obviously, coming into the defense was a concern, but I think I'm curious to see what Dan Mink says in the paper. The special teams is something that he's going to be very disappointed in. I think he's always prided himself on that. He coaches it hard, and they got enough good players on special teams. They can help out that defense, and they just got it was a disaster tonight, and that really changed the game.
It did, and that's going to do it for us tonight. We'll see what improvements are made. I know I'll be watching from afar, I hope. I won't have much of a signal, but I'll certainly be taking that one as the Rams head to Carbondale. For Jeff Crow, for Hank Evans, for all of us at WMIX Sports, especially Sawyer Overstreet back at the Mount Vernon studio, I'm Chris Hugo. One more time with that final score. The Waterloo Bulldogs 34, Mount Vernon Rams 17. So long from Monroe County.
This has been Mount Vernon